I've watched enough podcasts. I can figure this out, I think.
Dude,
Yeah,
this is
I've watched
sick.
The milk one. That's about
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, these are
Well, I guess
awesome.
you guys have, a lot of people sit down, they've never heard their own voice before.
I know.
And that's like the craziest part behind it all.
Guys, I mean,
I put on like
That's what Beer Link said the first thing.
Yeah.
You guys, oh my god, my own voice.
I put on like these
Very
hunting
good tea, I can hear.
hunting headphones, and you can hear yourself. It's a little weird.
All right, welcome to it. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
here we go.
Appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us. I feel like this has been a long time coming.
Yeah, what happened that first time? Oh, big dude came in town.
Oh, Devontae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's like the one thing that could probably stop us.
Yeah,
from
and I was like,
doing
he
pretty
texted
much
me, I was like,
anything.
hey, man.
I understand.
All right,
Yeah.
all
I was
right.
like, you will not believe this, but Devontae just called me last night, and he's coming in tomorrow.
On a whim.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that can really. Like,
No, I mean, that's like the whole thing. Like, people always text me, like, how do I get on? It's like, bro, just fucking shoot
Text
me a
me.
text.
Yeah,
And, like,
it's not
that's
that
that. And, like, if we get a time that works, that's it.
yeah.
But for everyone who doesn't know, Tommy Moldthan, Beau Bommarito, Blake Bommarito,
up,
the
guys?
guys' YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
Check it out. Two things I'd like to say to start this off. Blake, I'd like to shout out you, give credit to you or something. I don't know the word to use. But you, I'm the asshole here. I'm the asshole in this situation. But you, like, dating back to, like, when the Mega Bowl first started.
Okay.
You went out of your way to, like, text me and invite me to shit. And, like, especially the past 2 years, like, post-grad.
Yeah.
You've, like, asked me to, like, come to, like, parties or this or that thing, and I've
yeah.
never fucking been able to. And, like, every time you text me, I'm, like, out with, like, my girlfriend's family or something. I'm like, I'm such a fucking dick, dude.
No, it's all good.
But
completely
I
understand.
wouldn't.
No,
I was
it
like, I'm
happens.
the asshole here. I was like, I gotta
No.
lay that down.
No, it's all good. Because, I mean, we had that group chat, which is, like, the Daily O's or whatever. Shout out to them. But, I mean, I noticed that you're not in it, so whenever we, like, have something, like, have people over, I would text you, so.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It's
a
always a
lot.
good time.
And then to all of you, like, the main thing I want to say, like, when you guys first started doing this shit, like, the inspiration, and now that I've done this and, like, put myself out there, the guts that it fucking takes is, like, to the wall. So, like, shout out all you guys, because I obviously don't know how hard it is, but, like, I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
And it props to you guys for
The
sure.
hardest part's definitely the start. Like, that's why I, like, encourage you as soon as you started it. Like, I swiped up on your story immediately because, like, the hardest part, like, the easiest thing to do is just, like, give up immediately because, like, you don't see, like, the traction. Like, you get, like, what, like, 10 views in the first post, and you're like, oh, this is awful. Like, I'm bad at this. And, like, so
I
you
got
just
my
give up.
25th subscriber today.
Exactly. No, you gotta start celebrating. So we started popping champagne at every, like, 50, I think. I was, like, paying people, like, $5 to subscribe at one point because, like, I swear, that's, like, a real thing. But, yeah, we started celebrating each, like, milestone, and then, like, celebrating it makes people feel like, I don't know, like, they get excited for you.
sure.
So, like, celebrating different milestones like that, like, even 25, like just
It's more
have a
than
drink or
zero.
something like
Hey,
that.
cheers.
Exactly.
25
So,
subs.
exactly.
Cheers.
Yeah,
25
But yeah,
subs,
so that's
baby.
like my first piece of advice is just like celebrate like little wins like that because it'll slowly eventually build and like now we're at what 6.5 and I couldn't ever like
6.52 to
imagine
be exact.
Yeah. I mean, I would say to that, it's all about momentum, right?
Move this
Like,
down a bit.
yeah, for sure.
You can literally
Am I
grab
good?
it and
Oh,
you can really put some force
Nice.
behind it.
all right, here we go.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm always
go
bad
ahead.
about this. This is the first review I got. Was like I kept leaning back and forth for a podcast, but yeah, I would say like the thing about that is like all about momentum, right? Like it's you start off like Blake said, like you're not gonna get much traction. Like people aren't gonna be as engaged because like you have no idea what you're doing. Like you just have to literally get
You have
started.
no clue what you're doing.
And just treat every video you make, every piece of content you drop, everything's just a learning experience. And if you enjoyed it, if you had fun, like whether you get 1 view or like 100 or 1,000, like it's still like an awesome experience. I've made like a ton of videos. I think that me and Blake have like we think they're gonna be awesome, like get the, go viral with that, and they don't. But it's not like okay that was a failure. It's like well this just didn't hit the mark for this reason, but we learned this.
Look what
this,
you better
this.
next time.
Yeah, like I mean you just gotta love the journey, love the process, all that stuff.
That's what everything that I've talked to anyone about this shit or YouTube shit or whatever, it's like the whole paralysis by analysis thing. Like when you like Google like how to start a YouTube channel, you've got 500 videos queued up about like what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I'm never going to fucking get around to this. Where if you just
Exactly.
record the video and like if you go on mine and watch the first video, like there's no cuts, it's dog shit, the audio's awful.
Yeah, but it's like that for everybody.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, everyone's gonna look back at like a year from now. Like, we're probably gonna look back a year from now and be
Be
like,
like,
dude,
wow.
look at all this stuff we like
Right.
did not do."
Yeah.
I
But
still
we
do
just
it
learned.
because
Yeah.
a little known fact about Beau is he keeps all of our videos replaying for like the AdSense. So it's like it's consistently playing like 24/7. I mean, is this like a hidden secret?
I'll
Like,
always think he's in his room, and I'll pop in, and I'll just Nope, his laptop on his desk playing videos.
So like it'll play our old videos, and so like I'm just watching. I'm just like, I cannot believe I edited it like that. Like I tell him that all the time. Like the scoreboard looks awful. I'm just like sitting there, just like it's crazy how much like being consistent, and just like uploading, like you're very consistent at it. Like you'll see like slowly as time goes on, like your videos just get better and better. And so
that's funny you say that, because I was with Jim McNajak last weekend, or maybe it was 2 weekends ago.
I haven't seen that man in forever.
Yeah, dude, he's on his bullshit still. But he was drunk, and he was like, I just want you to let you know, every night I go to bed and I put on your YouTube video at 0 volume so you get the view. And I was like, fuck yeah, man.
I love friends like that. Yeah, they're
that's awesome.
Hashtag support your friends. That's all about
really though.
So that video's at 7 views, but still.
It's just Jim.
I'll check it out. I'll give you another view.
Got you.
But just like to rip it right off the bat, obviously you guys are all basketball dudes. Like
correct.
From the ring.
That time.
Correct.
Boy.
It's like not where did like this come from, but like when did you guys, what of any of you three, who like what was the idea? When did you piece it together to do a YouTube video? YouTube channel.
I think we both have like an origin story with.
Yeah, do you want like the long version, or do you want like the all right, when did I recently start like YouTube? Like
the long version.
The long version. The long version starts like when I was.
You guys gonna leave in 30 minutes?
No, I'm just making sure. Like, I don't know. There's like a bunch of different versions I can tell. So growing up, I like was really enthralled by technology, and like I think the MacBook came out and it had a camera on it.
I remember that.
Like,
the first laptop with one.
Yeah, I was like freaking out about that. So I like started like recording myself. Like I started recording like just us playing wiffle ball games and stuff like that. Then me and Marcos Martinez, of all people, Marcos, MIB 3413, we started our own YouTube channel.
I saw your post the other day about the first YouTube channel.
So that's MIB 3413. So it's Marcos and Blake, and then 34 was his favorite number, and then 13 was mine. So yeah, I started that probably when I was like what? How old do you think I was?
I mean, it was like early, like fourth grade, fifth grade.
Like you're talking like early stages of YouTube.
Yeah. No, like we were. I was early on it, and so I started uploading videos of us just having fun playing with ball, and like we used to do skits on there too. Like there was some like, so that's kind of where like I started like getting made fun of, I think like in middle school, and so like it's probably for those type of videos. And like looking back on it, I should have never deleted it because I get mad at myself all the time. But like
you still have them anywhere?
No, that's the worst part about it.
They're completely gone.
Yeah, so like they literally get deleted forever, like permanently. And there was a lot of videos. Like you'd be surprised how many things we record. It's like if you talk to like some of like my old friends, like shout out Connor Jordan, he was there for a couple of them. Marcos was there. Like all those kids like remember me recording, and like I always did it just for fun. Like I was just like it was something like us and our like friends.
It's fun, dude. Like you pull out a camera, people about to do some funny shit. Like
exactly.
As soon as you get in front of one, it's like, all right, what's about to happen here?
Yeah, and so I stopped, and then I picked it back up. Weirdly enough, it was in my fraternity. We had like our own like fraternity league in our backyard because we have a basketball court. Shout out KABA.
That looks sick.
Yeah, and so I started recording my friends playing. I actually had a pledge recording me first, and I was like, you know what, make me highlights. And I was like,
don't do my laundry.
Yeah, I was like, just record this basketball highlights. I'm doing some cool stuff out here. Like someone's got to see this. And so I posted one on Twitter, and it kind of like did numbers. I was like, wait a second. Like,
hold on, something's to this.
I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And so, like, my friends, I like, drafted them all that year. We were all seniors. Like, my friends started noticing that I was recording. They're like, wait, you should record me, too, and, like, make my highlights. And so, like, I started incorporating everyone, and, like, to see their faces. Like, they wouldn't come to play basketball. They would come to be on that highlight tape. They're like, all right, like, this is why I'm playing. So that was, like, the first time I noticed, like, how recording people and, like, how, like, posting it can, like, make people feel. And, like, they all, like, enjoyed it. Like, it was something to look forward to. So, like, that's, like, the first time I, like, had, like, it kind of clicked a little bit. But, like, I wasn't thinking like YouTube channel, and then eventually Tom, you can kind of like take it from there. And Tom, you were the first person to say like,
I want to say though that like even like YouTube aside, like just a video camera in general, like the whole Snapchat memories thing that's you see right now, like it's hilarious to see this shit. Like like even if it's a 10-second video from 3 years ago,
it's awesome.
It cracks you up. And then you send it to fucking 100 people. It's like, remember when we did this? And like to go back and watch that stuff is awesome.
Exactly, and that's like one of the things that I'm excited like in the future, like to show my kids, like just to pull up the channel would be kind of cool. Like, hey, I was cool once.
Yeah, I did something one time.
I promise you. Yeah, I was gonna pass from the back. All right, whatever. But yeah.
Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, so one day we were middle of quarantine. It had just started. He moved back from California. He was out in California.
I forgot about that.
Working for the
Quarantine Chronicles.
Yeah.
That's where we started.
I remember that.
We had the Pornhub intro.
Yeah, dude.
That was some.
Quarantine Chronicles with a little Pornhub logo. Like,
I can't believe I
it's
did that.
hilarious.
That's like one of the things.
Oh, dude, I was cracking.
was-
The first video I saw, I was like, "There's no way they actually did that."
yeah, it was the trick shots. It was the
Yeah,
trick
it was.
shots. This was the very first video, but we were literally bored out of our minds.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, I had gotten like furloughed at that time, so we were just sitting there bored, and I was like, well, let's go like outside and like do trick shots. It was nice weather, like March, April, and so we went out and we like made this, like spent 2 hours like making trick shots, like all these different ones, and then we were just sitting there, and he was like, oh, I'm like, I had this YouTube channel, told me that whole story, and then was like, oh, I'm thinking about doing it again. I was like, do it. Like, don't think about it, just do it.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say earlier when we were talking about all of it, like, the hardest part is beginning, yes, but the hardest part is also breaking that mental barrier because,
Sure.
Yeah.
like, you can think it's a good idea, but then you've got everybody else that's going to be...
Just making fun of you.
Yeah, making fun of you. Making fun of you. I can't tell you how many times I've had somebody come up to me, like whether it be at the hospital where I work, wherever, be like, what do you think? You're the next YouTube star? I'm like, I don't know, man. We're just having fun.
Yeah,
like,
playing basketball,
Yeah, we're
sorry.
playing basketball, recording ourselves. Like, I don't know. But, yeah, so that was, like, definitely the toughest part starting. Now, like, people are coming around like, hey, this is, like, really cool. Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy to
I'm
see
like-
the tide shift.
I'm like, you,
Like,
I'm
people
like,
supporting you.
half the people, I'm like, fuck you. Like, you could have been part of the reason that we never, would have done this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
so when you're starting something like that, you find out like who your real friends are, like kind of where everybody lies, and all
Hashtag
that sort of
support
thing.
your friends, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
on that hill.
I would say, yeah, I think it's just everyone's nature, like just how they are. Like if they're not doing well, like
Yeah.
even if like subconsciously they'll probably just be like they don't want to see you succeed because they don't want to be like, oh, now I have to try to live up to that. Like this
Yeah,
guy's
right.
doing well. It's like so it's not like they're trying to wish upon your failure or anything like that. It's just like I'm sure they get like not jealous, but
Almost like an insecurity.
just like
level
yeah,
kind
like
of
a little
thing.
insecure on their part, which is like everybody has it. Like I'm
Sure.
sure like I deal with that stuff too. But yeah, I think that's like what I've kind of learned is like the best thing you can do is just support other people. Just like every connection you have with somebody that can be an opportunity. Years down the line that can
You
work
never
out.
know. You never
Yeah,
know.
you literally never know what's gonna happen, and that kind of stuff. And I think for me, just to add on to like their two parts, when I grew up, like I wanted to be like an actor, like when I was like in 4th, 5th grade,
shit.
that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
You
then
didn't know that? Yeah.
and then I
That's
transitioned
awesome.
to basketball
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, that's like a bit more like cool in the social scene, and like I just had more fun playing basketball. So I used to be like in plays, all that kind of shit.
He was.
Oh wait, I remember that.
He was in
Ascension.
Grad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I
I
remember
love-
He
that.
was good.
Yeah.
He was.
Hell yeah.
It was
So
like
I-
a low key thing that like no one really. It was like
Yeah.
underground.
No opera stuff though.
It was like small
No
church,
opera, yeah.
small
I didn't
church
have the singing
plays.
in my bag. I think I can sing now. But yeah, so I was always into like the entertainment industry, all that kind of stuff, and I just kind of like it kind of just resurfaced like towards the end of college, and we actually tried to get like a TV show like when we were graduating
That's a
college.
whole.
way.
That's a whole.
We
different
were
story.
there.
how it all
We were
started.
there.
And we were, like,
We were
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We contacted like production companies. We like had like interviews with them. Like we'd shot like a video with a production company, and the dude that was doing it with us just got like I don't know, like he like separated ways basically with this production company.
Shout out Gabe. If
So
you're
yeah,
watching this.
shut up, Gabe. If you're but it just didn't
were
work out.
close.
Bro,
That was
we
where-
were
that's where it
there.
Stop
started.
communication.
Really?
We had like
So that was-
four
that was
formal
before.
interviews.
So
Yeah.
that's before the YouTube channel
3 or
even
4,
started. So
something
like we kind of had the idea, just like slowly building in the background, but we didn't know like what it really
Like a
was.
reality
Yeah.
show or
It was
what?
kinda-
That was
Maybe that
basically
way.
yeah.
Just like reach out to
Our friend was gonna be
MTV or
reality
what?
because like that was my theory. Like the way I thought of it was like we have such an entertaining friend group. It's like every time we go out on the
100%.
weekends, not even like basketball. It's like dude. We're always like, oh, we can make a TV show. Like everybody says that, but I was like, no. Like I'm looking around, like we are by far the most entertaining people, like in this entire like bar or in this entire like wherever we are. Like we're having the most fun. Like everything about what we do is hilarious. Like the stories we tell, everyone thinks we're funny. Like we just got to find a way to show it. And like so, I think finally through this channel, like it's a little bit of basketball, a little bit of pranks, a little bit of other stuff now.
Semi-pro bullshit.
But yeah, and we're still trying to figure out how like the
Stay
best
tuned.
way.
Stay tuned. We got big
We
plans.
got
Yeah.
stuff in the works.
So it's like we're still trying to figure out how to best like show everything we can do because like basketball is definitely a big part, but we know like that's not we're so versatile. I think we just got to figure it all out. Like YouTube's just a different beast. Like every platform's different in its own way. So we're just figuring it all out.
People, so like the whole, even like at a very micro level, like going out and doing it, like for you, like you're on a golf course and you see a pond and you're like, I'll bet you $100 you won't jump in that shit. And then I've seen like 20 fucking videos of you doing it. And every time I'm on a golf course, I'm like, you couldn't give me $1,000 to jump in that pond right now.
You'd be surprised how many people walk up to us, especially like older people. They'll like walk up to us and be like, I cannot believe you jumped off that. And like the funniest part about it was gonna happen way like earlier before than when it happened. Like it was gonna happen before he even like drank any of the keg. Like he was like, oh, I'll do that right now. I was like, because I said it as a joke. And he's like, no, I'll do it right now. I was like, we'll get kicked out before we even like tap into the keg.
Yeah.
Like,
we gotta do some damage to this.
Yeah. And so he ended up doing it, which is, I mean, everyone walks up to me and talks about that all the time. Like they think it's like the funniest thing ever. I'm glad he did too, because we had like
that video didn't get enough traction.
I mean,
I was expecting that one to blow
videos
up.
are so underrated. I think they're some of our best work.
Yeah.
It's just like I think that's part of the YouTube algorithm though. It's like now like they've seen us as basketball. Like everyone thinks of us as basketball.
Well, and it's all basketball players
It's
watching
like,
it. Like,
yeah. So
we could turn that question on Jack. What was your favorite video that you've watched of us? Because like I ask this question all the time.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch all of them.
No, I mean obviously
no, yeah.
no one's
Your
watched
favorite
all of
one.
them. Yeah. But I mean, like, what's one that like just pops up in your head that you thought of?
The one specifically was, I think, was it last year? You guys went to Kansas City for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we trolled the KC
wow,
fans.
that's a niche one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
appreciate
That's
it.
a good one.
I don't remember, but and then like you guys went like bowling or something in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, because like that's what I was gonna say is like what you guys are doing. It's like not outrageous. Like it's outrageous shit, but
But it's not anything like out of the ordinary.
you would do it anyways. And like
Yeah.
I was watching it, I was like, this is exactly what I'd be fucking doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that's to an extent it's like a little bit relatable for other
For
people.
sure.
It's like, yeah, I can do that. And like everyone, like that's the best part about YouTube is like you want to be on like toeing that line where people think they can do it and you're very relatable, but like they're not actually, out there making videos. And
There was another one. When you guys went to a SLU game, you've obviously been to a ton.
Yeah,
But
shout out Jack.
Yeah, where Jack put like a
my
fucking
God.
$1,000 on it.
Back. Yeah, I talk to him about that all the time because like ever since we got monetized, like we definitely toe the line of like, oh, we can't like put this in the video because like it'll get demonetized. But like we just need to bring him back from one of these and just like not care about monetization.
Dude, that shit was because that was like right as I got into sports betting, and I was watching it, dude, and I was sweating just watching. It's like I can't.
So like it's
believe
interesting
this.
to see what type of people come up to you and say certain types of videos. That's why I like ask you because like
Yeah,
there'll
it's
be,
a
like,
great question. I love that question.
Yeah, because there'll be certain like bettors, like big gamblers that like, come up to you and like I was sweating with you, in that game. And like you see Jack's reaction because that was a genuine reaction.
No, that's the
Tom
thing,
was
it's like-
recording him on the way out, and Jack smacked his phone. And I was like,
Oh, no
he was
shit.
genuinely
I-
that was
I'm
real.
not-
That was real.
And-
man.
That was real.
I'm not even gonna explain what happened on the way home. I think it's not suitable
No,
for a
yeah,
podcast,
for
but
Yeah.
it went way farther than what you guys saw on camera.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of times where like
a good one.
we play something up and we make it like more like dramatic than it has to be. That one was not. Like he was genuinely very
God,
upset.
dude.
He would have he would have swung on us.
I
if
mean,
he
it was a
would've
big
got-
bet.
everyone
I
Yeah,
mean,
you threw it. I'd be
Yeah,
freaking
Which
the fuck
I
out.
totally
dude.
understand too, because that
And
was,
I
we
can't
lost
tell you how many
$1,000
people
we
with
did.
that video I had come up to me and be like, all right, well, he didn't actually put $1,000 on the SLU
yeah,
game.
yeah,
No,
fucking
he
yeah.
put
Part of that
$1,000 on
Yeah.
the SLU game.
Bro, I'm gonna throw up just thinking about it. That's my rent.
Yeah.
Wait, man.
But yeah, that's
We
a
don't
good
even
one.
bet
I'm glad
that
you
big
brought
at
that
the
up. There's some
What was
funny
that
ones.
ago? Both of those are probably at least a year ago.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's all the
at
stuff
least.
like before we were monetized. Because like before you're monetized, you can like
Oh,
put
'cause you
any
gotta,
type-
like,
you can put like any
filter
type of
shit.
music. You can
Yeah.
because it basically gives you like you'll see it once you get like 1,000 subscribers. You'll,
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I mean it's gonna happen
It's a matter of
eventually. It's just
time.
one thing that you have to look forward to. So like they basically like do all these checks and like you have to like check off if you like do like if it's ad suitable. So you have to basically like check off certain check marks like it doesn't have profanity.
Cuss word, the
yeah.
song, this, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's kind of sucks. But I mean, one of these times we should just like run it back and just.
Dude,
Just
absolutely.
for old time's
It'd be
sake.
fun,
I mean,
yeah.
we could probably
Absolutely.
still bet on games. I mean, I've
Yeah,
seen.
is that
I
a
don't
thing?
know.
Can you not do
I
betting?
just with the relationship with TJ, I don't know if
The
it'd be a
SLU
good
game's
idea
probably
for
a
a SLU
no-go,
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Linda was
Oh,
D1.
Yeah, Lindenwood's
Yeah, have you
D1
seen-
now.
have you heard
It'd
about
be
that?
fun to do it
Yeah.
at a Lindenwood game.
That's like another thing that's
For-
good.
I was just thinking, this is
Stuff with
great.
TJ.
I'm thinking
TJ's
about
now.
video ideas. This has been productive so far.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Jack.
Yeah, hell yeah. Write it all
The
down,
channel,
dude.
yeah.
You shout out Lindenwood. That's crazy.
That is insane.
cool.
Yeah.
First D1 football program in the St. Louis area.
There's
And then
some
lacrosse
odd
with
that-
D1
it
too.
was like, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FCS. Hey, I'm not knocking it though. I could never do that, so my fat ass. But
I mean, you're a pretty good lacrosse back in your heyday.
Yeah, that's the. I talked to them for a bit. I talked to the coach for a bit to go there,
you're good.
and he was like, "If this dude doesn't come, I'll talk to you." And I was like, "Cool."
He actually told you that?
Yeah, he told me. So I told him, I was like, "Listen, like, you're probably the only school I'm going to consider playing lacrosse at.
Yeah.
Like, just give it to me straight up. You guys interested or not?" He's like, "I'm not going to lie. We've got this LSM, and if he comes here, you're out. If he doesn't come here, you're in." I'm like,
He's
"Okay."
straightforward.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And like
I
a
would
week
much
later, the
prefer
kid
that.
committed, and I was like, "Okay, then
See ya.
lacrosse is out the fucking window.
Yeah.
I'm done here." But so ipso facto, I was recruited as a D1 lacrosse player.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Exactly.
Some
yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
That is how it works.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah.
The transitive
Watch
stars
Lindenwood.
transitive
Watch
properly.
Lindenwood be the next best lacrosse team in the country. You'd be like, yeah, I was
recruited by
recruited to
them.
go there.
Exactly. That's funny.
Rewind it back to this TV shit. I want to hear this.
Okay.
Like this?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
This is a hell of a story.
Do you want to tell a story? Because this story is funny. Because like basically, do you want to talk about the Zoom call? Because that shit was.
So
Well,
wait,
the
hold
Zoom
on.
call.
You said this
Zoom
started. This
call.
idea was in like fruition before
It was
the
like my
YouTube,
senior-
the YouTube channel was ever even
yeah.
a thing.
This is way
Like
before.
my
so
senior year of college.
There's like little things like I said
Earlier,
like,
probably.
recording the Twitter
Yeah.
videos.
Oh,
This,
right.
like it all adds up to like, all right, this is like.
Yeah.
So in high school,
What-
freshman year
yeah,
of college,
give me
like
a
sophomore year of
timeline-wise.
college was like, we're doing like crazy stuff, like the Bahamas trips, like
What was this? 2015,
We were
16,
winded-
some shit like that.
It's probably
yeah, and
16,
Yeah.
17.
16. We were
I think
18
it's
years
2016,
old. Like
isn't
the
it?
Bahamas, the first Bahamas trip for one of our birthdays or something. I think it might have been like your my birthday or something. We went and just like had an unbelievable time. We've been friends for a couple of years at that point, and we're like, damn, like if we would have recorded that and like pushed it out somewhere at the time, I don't like
Some form of
YouTube was
content.
big, but it wasn't like
Right.
Yeah.
what it is now.
Yeah.
So
Only
it's
getting
like
bigger, too.
if we had a camera crew following us around, that would be viral. Like we did like crazy stuff. And
It sounds like pretentious to say, but I mean we were. But
yeah, we were tiptoeing the line, like, and it was so much fun.
Tiptoeing the
And so
Tom
over time, like we
Tom
just
definitely tipped
we
is a
just
crazy term.
kept doing stuff, talking about it, never took action on it, and then I think Beau took action on it.
I think yeah. It
Talk
was
about
just
the
like
company that you reached out to. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think that's what started.
It was like after I stopped playing basketball, I think I had like an identity crisis, like every probably athlete has. Like when it's just like I have no other thing to like play, like have my identity on. Like you're just a basketball
Bo,
player.
oh yeah, the basketball player.
Yeah,
that
so
kind
like
of
all of a sudden, like I was like done playing college basketball, like didn't know what else to do. I had so much free time, so I was like, "Oh, we've talked about doing this like TV show. Like maybe I just try it." Like so, I looked up literally like TV, like production companies. How do you get a TV show? Like production companies do it. So I found like a bunch of production companies. Just literally just started firing off emails. Like
It's like cold email bullshit.
yeah, and I'm like I'm pretty good like writing things. So like I just gassed us up. Like we're the guys. Like
No, we had, like, a
wrote
whole,
a
like,
role for everybody. Like
whole-
Parker,
I love
the utility
that.
guy. Like Tommy's the loose cannon. Like Blake's the the social
I
butterfly.
think we still have it.
Like so,
That's-
like I would like do all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, get everybody together, and just started like sending those emails out. Finally, we got one from one company that like responded, like kind of interested, and they were turned off, and then like the Cool Fires actually from St. Louis, so a production company from St. Louis was interested. That was the Gabe guy that reached out to us, and was
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, like this kind of
Hometown
has
stuff.
some traction.
Yeah.
And like I was obviously like using our name a little bit, just to do anything it takes to like try to get some
You have
interest.
to. You have to.
Just like throwing everything out there. And my theory was like, oh, none of us have the skills to like shoot a camera or stuff like that. Like, let's just get a TV show company to do it for us. So that kind of like planted the seed for sure. I would say. So like long story short, we get this like Zoom interview. He's basically
No. First was like a phone call, right?
Yeah.
And then we went into Cool Fire.
Oh, we did go into Cool Fire.
And then we went into Cool Fire, and that's
Just
when
see
everything set in. Like, they brought us into their office,
Yeah, this is
and they
crazy.
were like, hey, this is how it would work.
like real
Yeah.
shit started happening.
Yeah.
No, really.
Show
Yeah.
us,
I was
like-
sitting in an office.
This
I was
is
like
pulling up a
sweating. I was
screen
like,
like that.
I'm like,
I'm a college
like-
kid. Like,
I'm like 20, 21 years old. Like,
I was
this is
younger,
how
yeah, I
it
was
would work.
19.
This is how it would happen. This is how I have to sell it to my superiors.
Bros, I
Yeah.
got a
This
macro
is what
test
we
in a
need
week.
from
literally, I
you
was
guys.
scared. I was like,
We walked out of there like
I'm just trying to
shaking.
survive
and
college.
we have no experience in this space. Like I
And
was
they
in the
were
B school.
They
so,
were
like,
about it.
yeah.
They were about it.
Yeah, they were.
So what'd you pitch him? Like what was it gonna be?
Basically, go ahead.
Reality TV show.
Yeah.
And
I feel
then
like it has
we
to
went
be.
to them and we said, we were honest, we were
Can I
like,
say the
we need
funniest
help
part?
with the plot. Like, I don't
We
It
know.
don't
was a
write.
reality TV show around our friend group, and then a little bit around like our dad. Probably like we probably mentioned him to like kind of get it going and being just like, what is it like to be like in this friend group that's been like close friends since high school. Part of like I guess Bommarito, like that family, and then just kind of like saying like we're like everything we do on the weekend is like more entertaining than anybody else does. Yeah. And just kind of go from there. And just figured out we were telling stories about like shit we would do over like the weekends. They were loving it, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it was fun.
But yeah, so
just going through the process was like a cool experience because like we learned.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We learned a lot. Like basically like.
I think that's when because like we started like literally having like so I was in Atlanta at Emory, like Tom was at Mizzou, Blake was in Arizona, so we'd have like Zoom calls every week to like meet about like this TV show. Like we got to make sure we got our like P's and Q's straight before we go talk to this guy. Like, what should we do? So we're like planning all those things we should say. Well, we should do this and that. Blake kind of says in the background, like, yeah, like worst case if this doesn't work out, like we could like get into YouTube and make it out. I'm just like, okay, next subject. Let's like get into this. Like I'm so focused on like just trying to get this TV show going. And
like,
in
the back of my head.
Yeah, I think I just kind of planted the seed for everybody and like. Yeah, like this is kind of possible. We could just
if it's nothing, it still could be something.
Yeah. So that's what happened. And then long story short, we had this like Zoom basically call where he's like, since we're all okay.
We had one more before it. Remember, they brought the whole camera crew to the house.
That was the Zoom was first, then the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So first, because we were all over the place, like I said, in our respective colleges, he like wanted to have a Zoom call because. Wanted to like basically get an interview, like create a hype video to go pitch out to like the MTV's
a trailer
world,
kind of a deal,
that kind of stuff. So he thought a Zoom call would be good first before I probably to try us out to make sure like we could even do well in front of a camera. So we get into that.
What do I do with my hands?
And it's literally, bro. It's. I think
are we talking about the 9 a.m. one?
Yeah, it was a 9 a.m. call.
we had a pregame
basketball
at 7
practice.
Just like for the confidence. We're like, all right, we're going to pregame this at 7 a.m.
We decided we need to be like a little bit tipsy.
At 2. What are we doing?
Going. I had practice like
I didn't have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no.
Tom decides he's going to go all in.
He didn't even go to class regardless.
So we had us three, Drew Callahan, Parker, and Jay Bird. I think it was us 6 that decided to do this call, and we all pregamed like 9 a.m. before it. Like I said, I got like
ridiculous
to get on this call. And
I think we my time zone was earlier.
Yeah,
because it was like.
I mean, bro, I've taken shots before tests, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, but
so we do that, and I think, and honestly, we did kill it. Like we did enough to where he wanted to like have us in person and do like we did a whole thing at our house. But the other thing is like Tom decided to go way too far and said like I'm gonna keep drinking for this, and I'm just gonna randomly show up in a suit. He leaves and comes back just blacked out, like in his suit. I'm like, well, Tom, like, where did you go this whole time? In the middle of this interview. And, I mean.
I blacked out, and then the next day I was in Oklahoma.
Yeah. But it worked out, bro. Like,
I was in Oklahoma.
We killed it. I
swear to God, I was in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I was in Oklahoma on my way down to
TCU.
Yeah, you wake up in another one.
I hate when that happens.
We just worse. Classic Tommy Strat.
You end up in Oklahoma.
Can I Uber home, bro? You're in another state.
Yeah, bro.
I remember my coach being like, damn, Beau's like tells my friend G, like my roommate, that Beau's looking hung over this practice. I was like, no, I'm actually drunk. Like, I was actually drunk for this practice, but it worked out.
You're not shooting well, coach. There's 3 baskets.
Yeah.
Coach, I can't see.
But
that's the story of our long lost TV show.
Yeah, so that didn't work out, but then like
that's wicked. That's so funny you say that because like I'm sure every family does, but they're like we could totally rip a reality TV show.
Yeah, we just tried it.
Just
might
as well. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. You don't reach out to somebody.
Yeah. How much you can just manifest stuff. Like I mean, if you just like say you're gonna do it, you might as well just like try and do it. Like who's gonna stop you?
Thoughts becomes words, words become actions.
Correct. Yeah, you just gotta start saying stuff.
I think
we're actually gonna go to the moon.
Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going. We're bringing a subscriber too, so subscribe. We're just gonna take you.
Physically,
we're gonna show up to your house.
It's like
we're gonna somehow know your address.
It's a joke that like
we're gonna kidnap you and
they're
then we're
going to
taking
the moon. Like they're gonna do well, explode. Like no, we're literally going to the moon.
Beau's on the same thing.
We're physically taking a rocket to the moon.
No, yeah. So that's a good.
We can beat out Mr. Beast, but
it's a good call to subscribe right there. Yeah, subscribe if you wanna come to the moon.
That's our plan.
I'm not laughing.
No, shoot a video. I'm serious. Tom, look at Tom.
No, I love it.
Look at the camera, Tom.
I might steal that, man.
Yeah, we can all go. You can go to the moon with us.
You guys go first, and then I'll be the first one to record one.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Record a podcast. We'll be in the moon. The next podcast we record, it's gonna be on the moon. So
get out of here.
We'll be back before then.
All right. So rewind. So TV show, and then to the YouTube channel.
Correct.
What was?
What was the time lapse? It was
So we had graduated, and like we all went our separate ways after college. Well, not separate ways, but like me and Tom still lived together. We worked in St. Louis. Blake went to work out in California. So we still we were playing basketball together. That was about the closest thing we were doing that's like YouTube related.
I would fly back.
We stayed in
to the
touch.
game.
And we were close friends with Blake. Yeah, Blake would come back and fly back for our
One
men's
time-
league
on a
games.
Tuesday. I
On
would fly back.
Tuesday, you would be off on Tuesday. You'd fly in from California on Tuesday. One time,
They're like,
just one time,
we don't
we
have
called
five.
him on Tuesday morning, and we didn't have 5 guys, and the flight was $1,600. And
we don't have
flew
to
him
be
back
named price.
for a men's league game.
Yeah,
For a men's league game, I normally I wouldn't name a
But we
price,
thought it was gonna
but
be
that
2
is
games.
asinine.
You should
Like
have
I
framed
think
that
about
jersey.
that
I would
frequently.
fly back for a game. Like I would fly back the night before, play the game, and then fly back, and then work the next day. Like it literally be like a day trip. Like I'd fly in just for that men's league game. It's just because I miss you guys when to hang out. So.
Yeah, that's just type of like friends.
I just missed you.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to just call.
But yeah, so that happened, and then like it all like hit the fan, I guess, when COVID hit.
Everyone moved home.
Because in
I
our
was scared
mind,
because it happened.
as soon as we
in LA
heard about it,
first.
we're like, Blake's about to get stranded out in California.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's going on there. Like
Yeah.
they could lock down the whole city, like shut down the airports. Like when COVID started, like no one knew how.
My mom was scared she was gonna just get stuck in the
Yeah.
Dominican with my brother.
So
It was
we were like,
terrifying.
dude,
Yeah.
fly back like as fast as possible. So he did.
And at the time, like, I mean, I loved, like, who I worked for, like, my managers and stuff. But, like, at the time, I didn't like exactly what I was doing. So I was like, I mean, if this gives me an out, then I'm just going to fly back and then figure it out when I get back. And so,
Figure it out, man.
I mean, everything happens for a reason. Like I said, like, if this, like, COVID stuff didn't happen, we wouldn't have a YouTube channel. We wouldn't be sitting right here, which is, like,
dude.
Yeah.
which is so cool to think about. It's kind of giving me goosebumps right now. But, yeah,
Same.
everything happens for a reason. Like, we wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't have a platform. Like, I'd be probably in California just, like, selling cars on the floor. Just, like,
Yeah.
doing something I didn't actually enjoy doing. And, like,
yeah,
now,
like thinking back at that, you're like, fuck.
now I have like a passion. Like I literally love doing this stuff, and like I had no idea I liked editing back then. So now I love what I do, and I can't like thank people. I guess not.
Yeah.
But like that it happened. It's
That's
cool.
the thing. Like people, like obviously, you guys been doing this way longer and it's way bigger. But like even this, I've been doing through 4 months, something like that, 3 months, something like that. And people come up to me, they're like, "So you do this full time?" I'm like, "Nah, dude.
no.
We
got jobs, okay?
Yeah.
That's the thing people don't understand is like oh you're just like doing that full time. Like no, you have to do this outside of your job, which is like even crazier because you're working. I don't know what your hours are, but I'm working like
Just call it 9 to 5.
9 to 5, correct.
Well,
And
well.
then I edit from like 6. Like they watch me. I probably edit from
Yeah.
like 6 to 10. Like so like
Sometimes he's up till like 4. I mean, he was up till 4 a.m. last night.
yeah. I mean I was up till 4 a.m. last night because I knew I was doing this, and so I was like, all right, I'm gonna edit this whole video out, and because we had to get it out by Sunday, so I was like, I'm just gonna go work through the night, edit this video so I can like hang out with you guys tomorrow and like kick it. Girls, like I wouldn't be drinking and
Not
stuff. 'cause,
stressed
like,
about it.
yeah, exactly. So.
It's crazy. Like people, it's like I don't edit my shit really, but like even editing and exporting and uploading, like that's a few hours out of like
Oh yeah.
calling my Wednesday. And like
Yeah.
actually, like the edits, are you the main guy that does all the editing?
Correct,
Like,
yeah.
dude, that's fucking good.
I like
really good.
Like right there at the beginning, I tried to like edit one video, and I was like, I'm not cut out for it.
It's
like,
hard.
I get too distracted over like a 5-minute period. Like when you rewatch this tape, you'll have seen me do like 15 different things right in front of me. Like
Speed it up in 2 times.
color on this
Jacks and
cap.
shit.
Like
Yeah, he
I've
does that, like, kinda-
completely organized all these things in the same order. I don't know. Like I can't stay focused on one thing. Like
For me,
I
it's
don't
just,
know.
yeah.
Like credit to him for doing all that
For real.
editing. I can't do it.
I do have
I can't
like
do
a
it.
small editing team, so shout out Joe and then shout out Parks. He helps me out sometimes too. So
Yeah.
shout out them; they help me out. But
It's
yeah.
a real skill though. People
don't
are like,
know.
I want to start a YouTube channel. It's like, dog, you don't know
yeah.
Yeah.
what actually goes into this stuff.
For sure.
It's
But-
easy to just say out loud, but I mean, like if you actually like fall in love with the process,
For
it's-
sure.
it's
yeah.
so
If
much
you
fun.
like doing it, that's a whole
Exactly.
different thing.
2 hours in front of the camera, 6 behind it. It's crazy.
But that's what I will say. I think like some people might hear this and think like, oh, like I can't edit. Like I've never met. Like I don't know what Adobe Premiere is. Like I'm just not gonna do it. Like that's not true at all either.
No.
Like I did not know anything, but like I still use Adobe Premiere. Like I've cut up clips before, and now I like do all like the TikToks and stuff through Adobe Premiere. So it's like you don't have to be like Blake level good or like I don't even know like the best the editor for No Boys like that kind of like YouTube level editing to like to start a YouTube channel and do it. Like you just gotta get started. The same with anything. Like So don't let like editing and like the fear of that, or like the fear of something you don't know about YouTube, like maybe you're not good at like recording, or maybe you're not good at like in front of the camera, but you still want to start. Like, just my advice would be like, just get started, and you'll figure it out along the way. I think for us, it's like our strength was like we have so many people around us that like you like everyone else's strengths cover out my weaknesses. Like I can't. I've tried to fucking like go up there and like shoot a camera, and I'm not good at it at all. Like you can see in the next couple videos, yeah. But like I'm pretty good in front of the camera. I can do like the TikToks. I know some other stuff.
It's balance. It's all.
It's all about a balance. So it's like if you really am worried about like that one thing, like my advice, like find somebody else that can like
don't worry about it,
help you out, but like don't let that be the reason you don't get started. Like don't convince you. If you're looking for reasons to not get started, you're gonna find them. But if you're looking for reasons, like I'd just look for reasons to start. Like just start.
You'd be surprised how many people want to help you out too. Like just reach out to other creators. Like I think
sorry, but like when I posted that like first video for this shit, like the amount of people that reached out and was like, "Oh, come on," it's like. Well, here's 10 right here, right here, right now. I was like, I don't even know. The people like, who are going to have on? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to go in.
And like what we were just talking about, like go back and like just whoever your favorite YouTuber is, go to their videos, sort by oldest, and look at that first video compared to whatever one you watched most recently.
Exactly.
It's insane. Like,
Mr. Beast's first videos, bro, it's just like him playing Minecraft.
Exactly.
Like, no video, no nothing. It's like, you just gotta see.
He just put out a tweet recently too. Tom sent it to me. It's like he deleted his old channel too when he was what?
Yeah.
I listened to him on I think it was Logan Paul's podcast.
Impulsive.
Yeah, he was on, and it was actually a really good interview. It was crazy because he was talking about, I'm sure you guys know, but like you're not like you're monetized, so like, but you're not making money.
No,
everything, and like that's what he was saying. Everything you take and earn goes right back into it.
Correct. His is.
I mean, Mr. Beast is.
Oh, sorry,
different beast. Tom, can you grab me one too? Maybe. Yeah. I don't know why I said that in the mic. But
sorry, we're just like firing stuff off.
No.
It's like we're like super excited about it and like passionate, so we just can like.
That's what I love.
We can talk about.
We can talk about this for days.
That's why that's what people are like. How do I get on it? I'm like, I got one question. It's what are you passionate about?
Yeah.
And if you ask someone that, and they're like, they think about it for a minute, and they find it doesn't matter what it is, they'll go for an hour, and like that's all I want. Because
we got you, yeah.
I don't give a shit what it is,
we can
dude.
talk about it forever.
As long as you got one passion, that's all that really matters. And whether it's basketball or YouTube or video editing, whatever, combine the three. There you go.
Exactly. I think that's the cool part about YouTube is like it just combines like everything I love to do. Like I love to play basketball. I love to be like in front of a camera. I like do entertainment stuff. And I love like the just that whole like process on that side. And we get to create stuff like that's you can do kind of whatever you want on YouTube, and then you just figure it out through like other social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. So I've loved it, man. And we get to do all this stuff in front of all my best friends and build.
That's what I love about it. It's not like you guys are just like pulling in a bunch of like fucking randos. Like, sorry to the randoms, but it's like your crew. Like it's your people.
Yeah.
It's like people you like genuinely love and want to spend time with.
Yeah.
And they're open for it too.
Exactly, and that's the cool thing with like DaGuys, because it's not just like one person's name. Like it can be anybody can be a part of the movement, and people have come and we've had people on our team that like we've never met before in our life before this YouTube channel. Just like all of a sudden they're like big parts of our videos and make a big feature in a video, like go viral for different things. And yeah, I mean it's just cool. Like the guys itself, it's just super inclusive. And I think that's something we kind of pride ourselves on. Just like we want to get. Not just the city involved, but like as many people as possible, and that might not be like, hey, you're just like working with us full time, but like, hey, you just be a part of the movement, be a part of a video, anything you can to contribute, bro. Like we love it,
dude. That
it's one of our
the thing where you guys pulled up to a park, here in town.
That was crazy.
And like fucking 500 people showed up. I dropped my phone when I saw it.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
that was nuts.
That's a long time coming too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think like just going back to like when like I like stopped playing basketball and thought that was gonna be the last time like I played at that kind of level and like felt those kind of feelings. Like when I stepped out of that van, when I stepped out of that van, bro, and saw like this whole crowd just like cheering. And I know it was mostly for Devontae, but like cheering for us too.
Dude, doesn't matter.
Hype. Like people were dapping me up, like, bro, look what you just did for the city. Like look what you guys just did.
Yeah.
Bro, like I felt this feeling. Like,
that's a whole community coming together.
It was cool.
Everything.
That put it all into perspective.
Like no violence, no fighting or anything. Like, it was just a bunch of people hanging out, like watching basketball.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
And outside of all time, that's kind of cool. It's
the police.
It's
we contacted the police before, and they were there, and they were in shock. people were.
They were in shock because they didn't really we didn't know what to understand, so we didn't really give them a heads up to like how many people we were like we have no idea. Like
20.
That was the first time we
we're
like saw.
maybe 100.
That was the first time we saw the power of social media and like how much having a platform can like impact a community.
Yeah.
And I think that just like kind of sparked us because like we never really care about like the followers or anything like that. I tell people that all the time. Like we just care about like having like being able to like have a movement, like being able to like raise money, stuff like that. Like it's way more important than just like our follower count because like just seeing like the way we positively impacted like the basketball community was so cool because people still talk about it to this day. Like I can't believe that.
What was that, a year ago? Last summer? Early last summer, something like that?
Early last summer.
And like I feel like that's a big thing about, I mean, no matter what it is, like if you get too involved in the follower account, the subscriber account, whatever, then it's no longer you.
Exactly.
It's no longer going to be what you guys want to do.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that's obviously like way easier said than done.
Sure,
but
for
it's
sure.
Like, it's that's the most like draining part. It's like you never want to get into just like looking at the follower account. It's again just be like, do you like what you just put out? Like, did you have fun with that process? Did you learn something from whatever you just put out? Like, that's the best part. I mean, I would just say like stay consistent for anything, and you just figure it out over time. Like the first TikTok I made was not good at all, and all of a sudden like now I have a couple that has like 1 million plus views.
But you made the first one, and then after that first one, you're like, okay, so this is how you make a TikTok.
So this is how, like, oh, the
I
first
need
one,
this
like,
stuff before.
Yeah, like you mess up, like you find all these little things you did wrong. It's like instead of being like, damn, I messed that up, like I suck. It's like, oh, just all I have to do is next time not do that one thing, do this instead, and now you're a little bit better. Like that's all it is.
So kind of getting like the nitty gritty of it, like what's your guys' plan of attack? Like, do you guys like have
archers on the top?
Yeah.
Tanks
out
to get the high ground. Yeah.
We're gonna bottleneck.
You always
this
gotta
shit.
get the high ground. Anakin, shout out Anakin.
Wait, keep going. No, let him tell his question.
Finish your
Throw some 90s up. We got this. Like, what's like? Do you guys like personally like this note thing that I have up? I've got like 50 people on here that I think would be cool to have on, and like I've got maybe 3 bullet points for each person.
Okay.
Like, do you guys have like, let's say 100 ideas for videos, and like how you could do it, or are you guys just like week by week, like what are we doing? How can we do this? How are we going about this?
Can I take this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So
There's like shout out like this premiere shit. Like that's
really cool.
That's dope. That's really dope.
So that's one thing we kind of started because like other YouTubers don't really care as much about the premieres, but like we basically like made it a whole day. So like we try to make it an experience. Like during like summer, we'd have people over for the premieres and like basically have a party for like when our video
almost
drops.
like the reality TV show.
Exactly. Almost, so like I don't know, we were just like getting people excited about when our video drops. Like we're in the premiere, like basically like talking to people, stuff like that. But in terms of like long-term goal, I think for me, my personal opinion is like to focus on like 3 big things that you want to get done so you can execute it like well instead of like focusing on like, a bunch of stuff. It's like we have like pretty big plans coming up in the future that we can probably talk about on here. But
talk what you want. Don't talk about what you want.
No, we can talk
we're just talking about like.
But like so like elaborate on that. Like,
so basically, we have brainstorms. We used to have brainstorms every single Monday. So like we would just basically take the people that are in our group, either get on a phone call or like just get in person and just like hash it out for like 30 minutes tops. And just like, so we're all on the same page, and then we have a group calendar, and like we basically put every single event that we want to go to or like can possibly go to or like make content at, and we're all shared on the calendar. And so like everyone's on the same page that knows like the events this weekend, so that no one has to ask like, oh, can we film this or should we
it's
film
tough
that?
scheduling people.
Yeah, so
like how we've done this, like it's.
So basically it'd be like you having a calendar of like everyone that you want to film, like what days they can possibly film at, like basically sharing it with someone, then being like, all right, this is like the days that I have open, these are the days that I don't have open, and so like pick from this calendar. So like it'd be basically if you made a calendar yourself and then like put people on different dates, and so like we have a similar thing. It's called like DaGuys events. So that's how
it probably works really well though.
Yeah.
We used to be
That's
a lot.
efficiency. I dig that.
Yeah, we used to do a lot more of like brainstorming, like individual video ideas, like just throwing everything on a board. Like we should make a video about this, about this, and that. And now it's been more like Blake said into like, okay, we plan around like what event we have going on the weekend. Like we'll make a video about that event. I would say like that's one of our like things I think we can get better at is kind of planning out like what we can do for a video ahead of time. I think a lot of times we just show up to like whatever set event, like a game, like a Show Me League game, and just be like, okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like we'll come up in this costumes, but then other than that, like we'll figure it out.
I mean, that's one thing you guys have shown me is like the power of organization. I'm not the most organized person. I kind of keep everything in my head, but we've got a notes, like this notes app with like 6 different people on it that have 150 different video ideas, and they might be old now and whatever, because we kind of have started going with the flow. But on like Tuesday or something, Beau will send out a note that says, DaGuys, like this week we got DaGuys versus snipers. I don't know if we're going to record it Mardi Gras, what the full video this weekend will be, but DaGuys versus snipers will probably be the video this weekend. It's basically Ball is Life Midwest. And then it'll have, okay, we're wearing costumes. Add whatever ideas you want into here. Mm-hmm. And then by the end, we'll jump in the group text and say, hey, do you think this is a good idea? Do you think that's a good idea? And then it'll all be on a notes document when you pull up on Sunday. Mm-hmm. This is how it's going to go. This is the way it's going to go. I've never had that. Yeah. It's an incredible kind of way to do it.
So, like, personally, that's like a huge takeaway for you.
For me, because I like to keep everything ahead, and you just can't do that, like, with this kind of stuff. Like, I just forget, and then I can look at that notes document and know exactly what's going on, or pull up the calendar.
Especially some of the moving parts.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess for me, I'm thinking the opposite way. Like, that's a big deal for, like, people like, Tom, like, obviously he's great at other things, but he thinks, like, that's a big deal for our organization. But I'm thinking, like, on the other side, like, Mr. Beast is out here planning, like, a month in advance for his videos. Like, why aren't we planning that much? But I understand, like, he does it full time. Like, he has, like, a bigger platform.
Literally a full production
things to gain. So there's, like, it's all, like, in perspective. Like, we got so much other stuff. We all have full-time jobs and other things we have to plan. So my thing is, like, everyone's creative, like, at different times of the day, different parts of the week. Like, I just want to get a notes app out there, so like that way, whenever someone's feeling creative, they just don't even think about it. Put it on the notes, like don't just go.
I did those at weird times.
So that's the key. It's like I would say, like, for people that are like saying they're not as creative and shit like that, like
Chronicle time.
Yeah, they're like, why are you up at 3 a.m.?
That's like everyone's like creative in different ways. You just got to be able to write it down. Like I just want to always have my phone on me, and like that's why I have the notes app. So I'm like, whenever I think of a good, it's not like I'm always thinking of good ideas like 24/7, but I do think of some like 1 hour out of the day, so I'm gonna make sure I write that down
right. So if like, and then I get a notification, Beau Bommarito edited this note, so I pull it up. What does bitch ass have to say?
What dumbass ideas?
The fuck's he got going on? The wheels are spinning for Beau. What's he saying?
I've told so many people that though. They're like, whatever it is they want to start, it's like, dude, it doesn't matter. Just like write it all down.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start writing stuff down, and like if you go through my notes app,
So your notes app, okay,
like my notes app, like there's like August 10th, August 10th, 2013. And like there's jerseys in here. There's like
I like that.
Like different cars I want, like my dream house, like podcast ideas, like literally like stuff I want to watch, anything and everything. It's like
workouts. I see you getting big.
Yeah, you know.
Pause.
Wider than
hey.
Hey. I feel you.
But it's like
writing stuff down is important.
And like as soon as you write, and like if you physically write it down, that's another thing. As soon as you start writing shit down, it just balloons.
So I have like a bunch of, I don't know, have you guys seen my room? Like I have a bunch of flashcards just in my room, and like I have to write stuff down literally physically or else I'll forget it. And like I feel like I have to do that because it's like on a flashcard in my room.
My computer at work is just littered with sticky notes.
Same thing.
And like back at CBC, like how I had that sticky note app, like my homepage was just like there was no picture. It was all sticky notes.
Yeah. Shout out CBC too, by the way.
Without CBC, it wouldn't be here. That's where it all started, for sure.
I was hyped that you went to CBC, by the way. I remember in 8th grade. Yeah. I remember in 8th grade, I was trying to recruit literally everyone in
We had a
class.
squad.
Yeah, we did. I think we had like 20.
We were actually, I don't remember who it was. We were talking about that with someone the other day. It was like, Desmet had 3 people, Marquette had 4 people, SLU had 2 people, CBC had 27.
27? Was that actually?
No, but like
it's probably up to the 20s.
Yeah. I had 15 people in my class. I was the only one to go to CBC.
Because I remember
Where'd you go?
St. Rock.
I didn't know what that
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Stay low key. I'm gonna put them on the map though.
Shout out to Central.
Put them on the map.
Yeah. Put them on the map.
You gotta reach around the mic, make out with it.
A lot of things going on.
But like, so more so in the plan of attack, like with how like all these ideas and shit. Like, are you guys? Are you trying to do 1 a week, 2 a week, 4 a month?
I mean, our goal always once a week, no matter what. Like that's our.
Because I was telling someone like when you literally start a YouTube channel or whatever, it's like how often are you gonna post?
Yeah,
because that's huge for the algorithm.
For everything. Yeah. Like not just for the algorithm and for like all these little like numbers and statistics on the side, but it's like for you too. if you're posting a video every week, like you're bound to get better. You're bound to get traction, like no matter what. You'll just figure stuff out.
Right.
So you're gonna have to tell yourself that, like, okay, no matter what happens, no matter what's going on, or what shit hit the fan this week, I'm posting a video. Like if I think it's gonna get 1 view, if I think it's gonna get 1,000, 1 million, like I'm posting it no matter what. You kind of have to do that. Ideally, I'd like to go on.
You can just leave that on the table.
This.
He's probably gonna knock it over. Sorry,
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
probably good. No, you're good.
So
Keep the wine safe.
Wine.
For cough, the bean grease is crucial. But yeah, ideally, we'd like to post more. It's just like with like I said, like our full-time
Scheduling.
jobs.
Yeah,
It's
right.
harder. We like started a new like the guys 2.0. We're trying to like reaction type
Shoutout
content, like behind the scenes, that kind of stuff, which
Oh,
takes a
that's
little bit less time on the site. So if you're watching, make sure to subscribe to that one. But it takes a little bit less time to edit, so we can do that a little more quickly. So I want to get into like dropping those like once a week as well. So maybe we get 2 videos going a week.
I think that's the goal. 2 videos a week.
Yeah, it's like the more time we get, like we can eventually get to the point where we can do this full time. Like we'll probably be dropping a lot more and like be able to make more content. But right now, I think once a week's a good thing to stick to, or we don't get burnt out and feel like, oh, we're overwhelmed.
What
with
is your
stuff, but
schedule
we're
right now?
still doing
Does it
it.
depend on like when you get people to come in, or
Yeah, big time. Because my, like, right here and, like, in my wallet, I have my goals for the year written down. But, like, for this year, I want to do 52.
Nice.
Sweet.
So
Okay.
1 a week.
Gotcha.
And I'm already behind. I think I missed one.
Really?
I missed 1 or 2 weeks, I think.
Don't-
So I'm going to have to
don't be too
figure
hard on
something
yourself.
out somehow.
Yeah.
No, you got that.
But, yeah, whatever. And I was actually talking to my buddy Davis about this because he said that exact
watched
same
that
thing.
one too, yeah.
He was like, you should like either find a day that you like or that works for you and like set it like as every Thursday or every Friday some shit comes
so
up.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, and like that would like today like it's Friday and like if I decide on like let's say Thursdays, now I got 6 days to get this done.
Correct.
But
yeah.
by Thursday, I know that this shit has to be posted and
Yep.
done with.
Yeah.
Because like now, like speaking like today, like next Thursday, I have someone else coming in, and like then I'll be really backed up, and I don't want to spend 10 hours of my Sunday
Yeah,
doing this
exactly.
shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also, I personally I like Thursday because it's not Friday yet, and like we're drinking, and all of these we drink
That's
on.
something to
Fun.
look forward to.
Yeah, and like you're listening to this, you're hearing us drinking, you're like hell yeah, let's go.
Once you're at Friday,
Exactly.
you're there.
Yeah, exactly.
You're there.
Thursdays are
That's
good
cool
times
though.
for
Yeah.
sure.
But I don't know, just personally.
No, yeah, I like that a lot. I think you just can't like your goals that you set or whatever is like going on. Like if you feel like you're not meeting, you still gotta be like consistent. Like still hit that like goal. Like maybe you don't get 52 a week, but that doesn't mean that stops you from.
Yeah,
Like,
if I fall
stopping
short and do
altogether.
40, that's way
Yeah.
better than last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, you still did 40, right? Like
I remember like
great.
our goal used to be like what, like 6 videos in a row, and then be like, oh, we have to take like a two
Yeah, then
week
you see,
break,
like,
which is
super
crazy to think about.
overwhelmed.
It's like as time goes on, you like eventually like figure out different ways to, like get videos done. So like you get better at it and like get more efficient. So like don't ever be hard on yourself for like missing certain things, because like now I can like crank out a video in probably like 2 days if I really wanted to. But like I mean obviously
Noted.
yeah,
Keep it going.
Well, I mean the
No,
LA
I'm joking.
video, the one that we dropped, like
Yeah, we
that
dropped it
got
the next
the most
day.
viral one.
So that's
Really?
a
That's the craziest.
if you want
turnaround.
to tell this story, that's a cool story, because like
Let's hear it.
I almost didn't want to post it, and that became our most viral video.
Which
that we've
one?
ever
So it
posted.
was the Cam. Basically, Cam Wilder's like a big YouTube basketball like hooper. Like does the same type
Yeah.
of content we do, but like more.
He's a big
IRL basketball
influencer.
content.
Yeah.
So Cam
Like
Wilder
Devontae
has like a
stuff?
yeah,
He's
it's
almost bigger
very
than him
similar
on
to Devontae.
TikTok.
Not to
Yeah.
interrupt, but backtracking a little bit, we always said we were never going to post like any type of like confrontational fighting content
Yeah,
for
because we're about
views.
positive.
yeah, good to set the stage there.
I like that.
So we go up to LA basically, not planning on like doing anything with Cam, but he happens to have a run planned for like the same time we go up there to collab with a different YouTuber like Stefania. I forget her last name is hard to pronounce, so I won't try to mess it up. But we go to collab with a different
She's dope,
YouTuber.
though. Thanks for
basically.
like reaching
Yeah,
out to us. That's
she's
cool.
awesome. Another Instagram, big on Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. So we go up there to collab with her, find out that Cam Wilder is having a run. So
The
like,
next
another-
day, so like we're literally like Saturday.
Damn.
Saturday, we're collabing with her, and then the next day he's doing a run on Sunday. So that was the first time we like kind of understood like the power of LA, because like everyone's like, oh, you have to move LA to do anything, and like we're like, all right, whatever, like we don't really
you
care.
just walk around.
But like you walk around, like you just like run into people. So like we ran into Chris White. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah, no,
We like
I was
ran into
exactly
Chris
what I was
White. We like ran into like other influencers, like just like walking around.
Just like, oh,
That's
100K
crazy.
followers.
yeah. So like
10,000
literally, we do our
subscribers.
video, whatever. Like this is what we planned for. Like we did our video on Saturday. Like Sunday was when he was doing this run. So we're like, why not just like pull up and like see what we can do?
Might as well.
Yeah, so we
keep
pull
going.
up to this run, and we know it's gonna be hard to like play, but we thought we like talk to Cam ahead of time. We get in, like if anyone's familiar with like how basketball pickup works anyway, it's always like kind of like a mini fight to like get on the court.
It's like a dick
But
swing
like with Cam Wilder, like this big YouTuber, everyone wants to get on the court and like play. So like there's already like kind of stuff going. Basically, long story short, we're 8th like on this list to play in. So we're like,
there's not like if they
we're
play
like,
8
shit,
games,
we're probably not gonna
bring
play,
it
but
on,
like
Jay.
we'll still stick around, see what happens.
yeah. So we just hang out. We're like
Basically,
we
like,
record.
Yeah, we're recording. Like Parker's out there. Long story short, like second game.
It's a second game. Like
This like fight breaks out between the two teams. Like dude like gets in Cam's face. Cam's right there with them, like fighting, arguing.
And when I tell you, Parker's literally like Parker is
Shout
a
out.
Parker.
Parker.
Yeah,
Parker's literally in his grill.
Like this is
Like
how
people are
close he is
throwing
with
punches over his shoulder.
Yeah,
Parker's
he's-
fucking
I'm
good.
getting this
Love
shot.
it.
I look at them and I said, "Hey, I don't know what's going on in there, but one thing that I can guarantee you is that Parker is right in the front row,
He
and
said
he
that
sure
word for
enough
word to me,
was."
bro. So he was, but basically like that. Like everything pops off. Like people are fighting, throwing punches. One dude gets like
Holy
shot
shit.
in
No,
the
it was
ground,
crazy.
all this ton of stuff. One guy runs to his car,
Yeah.
and that's when everyone just clears out. And
So like someone was saying stuff like, "Oh,
yeah. So at that point, we're like, okay, someone's running their car. We're not
I'm
trying to stick
out.
around.
Yeah,
and see what's
I'm
happening.
out.
We don't know what they're about
when you
to
see
do.
other people running, you run."
Yeah.
So we run and we had this whole like conversation for a while. Like, hey, let's dip. Like, should we stay? No, like they're not gonna keep playing again.
I
Let's
was like,
leave.
team dip.
Should we drop the video? Like, we leave, go out drinking, whatever. That night we kind of talk about like, should we drop a video about this? Like, I don't know. Our whole thing is positivity. Like, that's not our thing. But we've been like out to LA, like we were ready to play, like we were promoting that we're about to play Cam Wilder. Like we got
Yeah.
at least like somebody like our followers like an explanation for what
Yeah.
happened. So that was our plan.
That was their big
So
argument.
I kind of slept on it and wake up like, let's just give let's just wake up like drop what do we have because I know it's good footage. Like the Parker's there, let's do an explanation of what happened.
Yeah, and so can I take over now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, I have my.
No.
Sorry, no. I always ask
Excuse me.
I always ask
Cut
people
you
just because
off.
I don't want to like cut
yeah,
them.
my
cutting
story
people
wasn't
off.
good enough. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm saying this is where I come in. Is it
You're
not?
good. No, you're good. You
So
got
I
it.
basically have my laptop. I'm used
I'll
to
give you a
editing.
C minus.
God.
Thanks, I'm working on it.
So I have my laptop and I'm used to like editing on my desktop now, and like my laptop always crashes. Like I literally hate editing on it because like with the footage and stuff like that, it never works. But I'm just sitting there with my laptop. Like, oh, we should really put out this video. We should really put out this video. I was like, no, we can't. Like, it's like not what we promote. And like, Beau kind of convinces me. I was like, the only way we can do it is if you guys go outside. It was like 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning. It was early. It's like if you guys go outside and record right now, like an intro and being like, this is not what we promote. Like, we promote positivity. But this is what happens. So like
They're trying to play, but
I
this is
shit
what
you not.
went
I
on.
shit you not. I made him walk outside, and like while I was like, all right, fine, I'll start cutting this up. So I started cutting it up because like I
So-
knew time was of the essence. Because like YouTube is crazy. Like for something like that to happen, like you have to post literally like the next day, or else like your
Because we
video
knew like
dies.
time was of the essence.
Yeah,
If it's
and
a
so-
week
We're trying to
later.
get on.
And so I already kind of made the decision in my head, like, all right, I'm gonna do this because like Beau was convincing. He's very good at arguing. If you can't tell
Yeah, I
now.
just kind of felt like I don't know. I slept on it, like woke up, and I was like, I can kind of see the
He made
potential here.
sense.
Like I have a good feeling about
And
it.
so I started cutting it up, like started cutting the game footage, and I make a very good video. Like it's actually pretty good for like what I was doing. And so like they come back, they hand me the footage, and I edit at the very start, and I was like, all right, fuck it, we have to go to the airport right now because we have to literally
Like
travel
our
to
flight's
LA.
like at 3 p.m. that day, so we wake up at like
This
maybe
is the craziest part about the
9
whole story.
Like 9 a.m. Shoot like a whole like intro, whatever.
This is
Blake,
sick.
while we're shooting intro, Blake's
I'm
editing all
editing
the
it.
basketball footage, like cutting it up. We come back like, okay, we gotta call the Uber, we gotta go.
So he calls the Uber.
Editing it up until the Uber literally gets there.
I'm literally
Like,
sitting there. I think
so
my
we drove
my
out.
computer's at 10%. I'm literally sitting there because you can kind of feel this about like uploading process. I'm literally sitting there. I made Beau get his hotspot on. It's like he's sitting in the passenger seat with his hotspot. I'm like, Beau, I'm at 10%. I don't want to tell you this, but like it's literally at like 80% on like uploading it. Like it was so terrifying, but I was literally like,
just transfer it to
exporting the
my
video
laptop.
and like updating. Yeah,
I
was
went
like,
to my laptop, transferred it, exported it from there.
we get to the car rental place and we're sitting there. I was like, this video better upload or else we're so screwed. And so like the video finally, like I think
We
literally-
uploaded it like
At the rental
from
place.
we were at the rental place, like typing. I was typing out
Yeah.
the title description.
I have
We
like
had a whole
8% on
argument
my
about
computer.
Right, yeah.
typing out everything. We
I
get
transferred
in the
to
bus.
his-
I'm finishing and
Bro,
exporting it.
meanwhile,
We almost missed our
there's
flight.
yeah, we're on the last bus for our flight, and
Yeah.
we're all
We're
ready
on
to
the
get out of
edge.
LA.
Yeah.
Like we did not want to be in LA any longer. We had seen enough homelessness, enough
We're kind of hungover. Like,
yeah,
we've been drinking.
hungover, and all that stuff. And there is 50 people in line to get on this last bus that takes you 3 miles from the rental car place to the airport.
We were ready to
and
fight.
if we're not on that bus, we miss it.
Yeah.
I was pissed by that point. I was like, guys, I'm getting on this bus.
Yeah, you're like, fuck
we
the
said
video.
The same thing. Like, we were
I'm getting
ready
the
to
fuck
fight
home.
somebody.
Yeah.
And I thought I was gonna have to square up, but like everybody let us go on this bus. So basically, like we're on this bus. Me and Blake are sitting in the passenger.
This is so
Is this
funny.
title good? Is this
I wish someone
description good?
recorded this because like
The behind the scenes shit.
that stuff is like,
and then we're like, okay, click
what we did for this
upload
video?
as we're like getting off the bus onto like into security, like but into the
I was like,
actual
all right, it
transit.
uploaded it.
And then like I just remember like we get in, we finally get in the security, like the video's uploaded or whatever, and like I never like to like get to buy data or like Wi-Fi or anything.
Yeah,
all
he
the time,
doesn't.
so
He
I don't
literally
pay
hates it.
attention.
He's
Like I like to like
anti.
just focus on my own thing. And I look over at Blake and
I'm
he
just
like
laughing.
1 hour in the flight, he's like, Beau.
I'm literally like,
video's
no,
running
I literally-
in.
no,
We need it. We
no,
need it.
Because he's sitting like, I'm sitting right here. I'll never forget this moment. I'm literally sitting right here. Like he's sitting like diagonally.
You're fucking walking through the airport with your computer.
I'm literally
Like, this
sitting. Yeah,
gotta get
literally,
done.
yeah. I'm literally sitting like no, now I'm on the flight. I'm sitting there like diagonal from him, like behind. And I literally turn around and just start giggling at him, and like he can't tell. Like, he
Like,
can't tell
what's
the numbers.
going on?
And I'm just sitting there loading it. I'm just turning around, just giggling
Like
at him.
3,000
Literally-
views, 5,000 views, like
literally,
7,000.
by the time
I was
we
like,
landed,
bro.
it was probably like 20, 30K, which is like
Holy
And it's
shit.
unprecedented
50,
for us.
it's like
we're
50
used
times.
to like a
you
video
can
in
look it up
24
right now.
hours.
Let's
maybe
go. Our
500.
video just hit 1,000 views, like type of thing.
no,
Yeah.
like now it's at almost 100K.
Yeah,
which
like
is
that.
What was that,
What
90?
happened? What really happened.
96.
Yeah, well, it's 96, but I mean, I just
Oh my
remember-
god, that's how close Parker was?
Yeah.
Yes,
Holy
bro. Yes.
in
He was
like,
like
in
this,
the
like
group.
literally like that. Yeah, that kind of close. So that's why I thought we had to post
It's just
it.
crazy. Like everything happens for a reason. Like I said, like it's crazy. Just like Beau convinced me to upload it. Like our
And you weren't gonna do it.
literally like
Yeah.
I edited that in probably like 5 hours. Like the time you spent like the least on like a video or like something like that. You never know when something's gonna go viral or like I don't know. Just like you just have to keep going. Just like upload stuff when you want to. It's like
That's
something like that.
wild.
Can happen.
That was crazy.
That's a
probably-
cool story though, because like no one really knows like what happened behind the scenes and like
That was literally my next question. What was the wildest story?
the
There was-
wildest story
with like videos itself.
Kansas
I mean,
City,
the
by
Kansas City
far.
one was insane. Yeah,
by
but-
far.
The one that
don't-
I was just talking about?
So,
no, this is
that was
Kansas.
the one, like,
This
the
is
shots
Cam
were
Wilder. So
fired.
like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can say that, but yeah, Cam Wilder, like someone threatened to have a gun. Like Kansas City, like we actually thought someone had a gun.
So yeah, that was
Someone
like the second
definitely
one
had a gun.
after.
I
A
remember
car
that.
Have you
backfiring
seen
is
that?
the stupidest the
Yeah.
stupidest analogy for that situation I've ever heard in my life. I've heard a car backfire 1,000 times. It was not a car.
Really?
No, that's the stupidest analogy I've ever heard.
Yeah, that one was probably the craziest. I think. Like just
You
doing
can play it. You can play it. And
No,
here,
it's definitely-
it's
it's
not.
like
It is not a car backfiring.
Just because of that situation, that was the craziest
Someone
one.
shooting a
I think
gun.
the
I think
crazy-
so,
here.
because it's the way like everything went down. It was like it was our second time like really playing with Devontae Friga. Like he was still like we're very close to him now. But at the time, like we
We didn't really know.
like
who
we
it
didn't
was.
know him as well. We're still like kind of starstruck to him to an extent. Like we had played with him in St. Louis and he invited us out in Kansas City. We're like, yeah, fuck it, we'll drive 3 hours and go play with you. Like
for
we
sure.
left our show me league. Like the whole day was crazy. Like we had a game in like our show me league, our men's league. Played that early, like rescheduled the game so we could go drive all the way to Kansas City the whole day, get there, like play 2 really good games, like basketball wise. Like it was a great time. Like I think like we had an awesome experience, like just playing with them. Like we're sitting there vibing after like eating like food. Tommy goes to play this guy 1-on-1 for like $100. And like
That's the
all-
funniest part.
This dude walked up
Have
to
you
me.
seen that clip, Jack?
No.
The funniest clip about the whole thing is like Tom's playing
Thank you.
1-on-1. Like we're literally
This
on the
dude walks up to me and he was
We're on
like,
the side
you-
court. Like, we're not even, like, playing the game at this point. Like, we're just, like, on the side court hanging out. And thank God Parker's recording. Because, like, why would we be recording, like, a side court
Right.
thing? But, like, the only reason, like, everything happens for a reason. Like, keep going back to that.
Yeah, so
The only reason Parker's recording is because a dude walks up to Tom's like, I bet you what? Like,
$100. He's like,
I'll
I
beat
bet you
$100.
$100 I'll whoop your ass in 1-on-1. I'm like, you're not gonna beat me.
And that's probably the funniest clip. I think
like they're
I think you
playing-
gotta watch it. I don't.
they take like 2 shots.
I can look it up.
I take one shot. One shot.
One shot.
One shot. I took
I'm
one
sorry,
shot.
I'm
I missed it. His ball. He like crosses over, goes right. Bow, 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 bow.
Yeah. Like, all of a sudden you see, like, we
Yo,
see
whoa.
tires skid, like,
Literally, yo, 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 yo.
boom, boom. And then, yeah, you can hear Tom go, yo, 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 run out.
Me and him were on the same page ever since then. And then Beau made the TikTok that got like almost 1 million views.
That was our first, like, viral TikTok.
Yeah, first viral TikTok, like 1 million views. And then the guy saw the TikTok and was like, I'm still down to play.
Run it back.
I commented on it. That day I made a TikTok. I was like, I'm making a TikTok. I got to call this guy back out. Like, if he sees this, we got to run it back and play one-on-one.
Yeah.
So we got to find him and play one-on-one again.
For that, it was just like the whole day in general. Like, it went from like going all the way playing with Devontae Frigo, like a big deal.
Gonna watch it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like fucking, like shots get fired.
This is our first viral TikTok.
Yeah.
Ready? He said, no, I don't have $100.
Nah, I didn't have no money on me. I used to do that in golf, bet with empty pockets.
Like, that's shots.
That's gunshots.
Bro, fuck.
You're going to say that's a
And
car?
you guys dip. You're like, oh, we're out of this bitch.
Bro, the entire, like, it was a packed park. Like,
That's
so
gunshot.
people that everyone cleared the fuck
like,
out.
Half
I mean,
the
you
people
heard
are on the
gunshots.
ground, like...
But check out how fast it ran off together.
So you think that's a car backfiring?
I don't know, man. I've heard a car backfiring. I don't think that's
Here's-
a car backfiring.
Yeah.
My
No.
opinion is no matter whatever it is,
You're not gonna
why are you
stay.
sticking
No,
around?
fuck that.
Hold on, guys, everybody stay. It's like it's just a car backfiring. Like fuck it. Like you either like do that and maybe you get to play another game or you get shot. Like what is it? what's the pros and cons here?
There's one time
Clear it
that
out.
we were downtown at like Wheelhouse or some shit, and we were leaving, and like we heard that same noise, and like I was with like 4 or 5 people. I was like, "Fucking run!"
No,
Yeah,
you
you
were
were
like,
We ran up the
Yeah.
road, and then we got a text from someone that was there. It was like, "It's all good." Someone dropped some fireworks in the sewer. I was like, "I don't
Still,
know, man.
I'm
I
not-
don't
I'm
know."
not gonna-
Yeah.
Hang around and be like, oh.
There was some rhythm to that one.
Some
Yeah.
rhythm.
exactly. Yeah, we didn't know about that one. That was. It's not our element. We don't want to risk it there. But that was crazy.
No.
Just like everything that
That was a
happened.
crazy
like,
story. I
Went from like playing with Devontae Free, excited about that, to like just gunshots being fired, and like all of a sudden like we think like, oh, this is gonna be
Yeah.
a crazy video to drop. And there's a couple other crazy ones too.
But I
I'm sorry to
think
be that guy, but I have to pee.
No,
Me
go
too.
for it.
Me too. Wow. Wow. Should we take a pee break?
Yeah, I'll cut it all out. I'll write it down right now.
Let's go.
What are we at?
I'll write it down right
106?
Let's
I'm
go.
so, like, enthralled
I'm
by your
so
camera.
glad you said that.
Yeah,
I think
like,
that shit's so
I
cool.
gotta piss.
And I'm really enthralled by all this stuff. Now I know like the background behind like.
Yeah, it's just my second bedroom. There's
I think
nothing
it's so
to
cool.
it.
Like we had the I spent way too much on that. I don't think you can ever spend too much on anything you're passionate about.
No,
I made
absolutely
that rule.
not. Because now it's a
We
sunk
should
cost.
tell that story because like holy shit,
What?
the stuff I've spent is crazy about.
Yeah,
like,
I want to hear about that.
yeah.
that
We can talk about that next. The case is crazy.
Because like I've had some people like obviously everyone's like I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, I'm gonna start a podcast,
Yeah.
whatever.
You have to like just go for it.
And then like people have been like, yeah, I've looked at microphones and stuff. Like, what did you buy? I'm like, you really want to know what I bought?
It's scary because like people ask me the same question like, oh, what kind of camera do you have? Like stuff like that. Like it's tough because like.
You send them $1,000 camera. You're
So
like,
basically,
fuck.
we can talk about it on the podcast because like it's actually pretty good advice. But I mean, if you're passionate about something,
That's the thing.
I never say like, oh, I spent too much on that. I mean, this weekend with the Atlanta,
Block you off.
that was like the first time I was like, maybe I spent too much. I don't know. like,
I might have spent.
I was sitting there like
We keep the receipt for this one.
exactly, especially when my computer crashed. I was literally like, maybe I've made a great mistake,
It
but
appears I've finally spent too much money.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know that Peloton case. Yeah, you saw the video of it. Yeah, that Peloton case is legit.
It looked dope.
Yeah, that thing's legit. Shout out Jordan. He helped me out with that. He tour manages, so like he knows like traveling with like. So, this is actually a really cool like fun fact. It's like I don't know if I can just like describe this to everyone because then everyone will know about it. But you can make media passes online, and basically transfer like big cases like that for like free or just like $50.
Really? For like
We
events
haven't
and
tested the
stuff.
theory
Yes.
yet, but we'll see if it works out.
We're gonna test this theory because like basically like, if you're saying you're transferring equipment and like camera stuff, like if you like transfer all this stuff, you can be like, oh, it's like for media purposes, blah blah. If you have like a lanyard,
Mm-hmm. That's funny you say that. My buddy Andy has been to a few Super Bowls,
Transfer.
and he was like, he told me that he was like, yeah, you'd be surprised at like how easy you could fake this shit.
Yep.
Like,
I mean,
if you got
FBI,
a
like,
picture and you
don't
got a
show
picture
up.
of someone else's, you could probably swing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like basically, I have to get on the wave because I spent way too much in Atlanta. So
Worth it though.
do that. Yeah, I agree because I got the video done and still had a great time.
I think it's
so.
gonna be a really good video too.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
about
it's
it.
the next video coming up.
Sunday?
Yeah,
Sunday.
Why Sunday at 6? right?
Yeah, it's
Blake was the
76.
one that
Let's
came up
go.
with that one.
Yeah. I know it all.
He knows,
man.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Blake was the one that came up with the Sunday at 6
Pre-Monday
PM
Night
time.
Football?
I don't have a theory.
No, I mean, it's just like Friday night and Saturday night. You guys are always doing, like, everyone's doing stuff. Like, everyone, like, not really worried
You
about
guys. You're going full ream Friday and Saturday.
yeah, if you're
I'm
reamed up
doing
on
stuff
the-
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
But Sunday, I mean, like, it was fun because, like, especially in summer, like, I mean, we just had people over at the pool and just, like, watch our premiere. Like, I don't know, it was a good time. Like, it's always just, like, basically, like, how many people you can, like, involve in it and, like, make them happy, like,
Tie
through
together,
the whole
yeah.
process. Yeah. That's what I've always been about. Like, I don't really like, care about, like, the views and all that stuff, but, like, if you can, like, see, like, the smiles on their faces and stuff like that when, like, a video drops, like, they see themselves on camera, like, I don't know. It's cool.
It's wild seeing yourself on something.
I know. That's
It's
why
wild
I'm
to
never
see,
really
especially
in
at
front
the
of the camera, but
Yeah.
like when I am, like this is nuts.
But
Dude,
that
go ahead, sorry.
no, you're good. That's like the power of like kind of what we do, like doing with like playing with different people, like getting other people in front of the cameras. They love seeing themselves in front of the camera too. Like for example, like our men's league we play in, everybody wants to play for us now just because we shoot content. Like no one else is doing.
We're not the
that.
best team by any means, but
So it's not like
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, we
best
could be the best team, but it's like
Whoa,
people,
whoa, 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 whoa.
people love seeing themselves and like you just. I mean, we do it in a very positive way, so
I'm sure
it's
you-
a great time. We just like getting people involved, man. It's,
yeah, I'm sure you have the same aspect. Like I've heard you talk about on your podcast, like you just like get to catch up with people that you
Yeah,
never thought
exactly.
you'd
Yeah.
catch up with.
Like, when was the last time we sat down and talked for
Exactly.
this
Just
long?
hang out, yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so
Literally.
cool.
And it's
like-
fucking sweet. Like, it's people are like, oh, I could never do that. It's like, dude, can you have 2 beers and hold a conversation?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
just
can do it.
enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun.
and like
it's
what
fun.
do you have to like you have to edit it for like a short span of time, but it's worth it. Like
It's
I
so
mean,
worth it.
if you can just like keep hanging out with people like this.
And I'm sure you guys get texts about it and stuff. Like the texts that I've gotten where people are like, yo, this part of the podcast, I'm like, damn, you actually listen? That's awesome.
So
yeah,
cool.
for
It's-
sure. I think that's like one of the great moments for me. It's like one like when we actually like shoot the content, like the moments we create. But like when people text me and be like, or like comment, it's like this one little thing. Like I know this is like, damn, like I just put in like 5 extra minutes to like make this little
Right,
edit or like this
right.
little thing. Like, and you notice it, like that's
That's
awesome.
all, yeah, it's so cool to hear.
Yeah, and
I
this
think-
takes.
I just got
work,
goosebumps
right?
thinking about it, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy shit.
I think that's my biggest piece of advice, if you like to take away from this, is like don't care about the people that like aren't watching or like, oh, like I thought my friend would support me or like do that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Care about the people that actually support you and like comment on your stuff and like reach out to you, because like don't care about the people that aren't watching your stuff, because like eventually like
Right.
It's all
you gotta
about
care about the people that do.
Yeah, it's all about perspective. Like if you want to look at all the negative comments or like the people telling you like
No,
you shouldn't do
shitty
this and
life,
that.
dude.
Like
Yeah.
then you'll find them if you look for them. But at the same time, like if you don't tune out all the positive stuff that you see,
Correct.
all the
'Cause
likes
you're
you
changing
get, all the
people's
views you
lives,
get,
for sure.
all the even the little things behind the scenes. Like people won't comment on our videos, but they'll go out and tell me in person, like, "Hey, I love your stuff."
Yeah,
it's
all
like
the
they're
time.
commenting on every video.
That's the craziest part. So that's probably what you're going through right now. It's like
Yeah,
no one's like really engaging with this stuff yet, but like people will like walk up to you and be like, "Oh, that was so cool." I was like,
Bro,
like
it means
thinking,
the world.
I'll be thinking in my head like, why wouldn't you just comment that? But like you can't just make them.
they don't get it.
comment.
Like
Yeah.
no one else gets like, oh,
But
that helps the
eventually,
algorithm, like,
eventually it starts
yeah.
happening. Like once other people do it, they'll be like, "Oh, they're commenting," so like I'm gonna comment now. So like,
Yeah.
eventually
Well,
it happens. Like
and
don't ever get scared.
The thing is, people come around. They like, I have people at work who I know for a fact. Like, I know for a fact when I started,
these
when we
stories.
started, like, just talking straight shit on what we were doing. Like,
This is
Yeah.
dumb as hell.
like
For
this
sure.
this fucking
You
idiot
got the
thinks he's
worst
gonna
of
be a YouTube star. I'm like, one, we're just having fun, and then circle back a year later, you're like, yo, what you did at that park run was dope. I
Yeah.
thought about showing up. I don't want to, like, at that point, I want to punch him in the face. Like,
no, we don't.
Nah.
seriously.
It's like, hey,
That's what I
rewind this
want.
real quick.
Yeah.
Remember what you said a few months ago?
Well, and they never knew that I knew that's how they were talking about it.
Yeah.
Because I would never bring it up. But those type of people, you just know that you're never going to be somebody big because you're never going to start something.
Right.
Yeah,
Correct.
you
You're
just gotta look
just-
at it as
That's where
like their
you
own
have to look at it, like-
insecurity, right?
Yeah.
Like they're just having their own stuff they're going through. Everybody's got like their own stuff. Like you just gotta understand them and be like, obviously they're not gonna be like as like, oh well, you're making a YouTube channel. That's what that's sick. Like not everyone gets it. Like that's totally fine. Like they got their own stuff going on. They're all, like got their own like personal lives and stuff they gotta deal with. But
That's
Yeah.
how I look at this whole thing is like, people are like, why are you doing it? It's like, well, how I see it is like our parents when they were our age, like the whole thing was like starting like a garage band.
Correct.
And like you never knew, like all of the bands ever were garage bands, and then some of them caught on. And like even if they didn't caught on, like look, if your parents looking back on 30 years, if they're in a garage band, that's probably the most fun they've ever had.
Yeah,
like those times they'll never ever forget. And like that's how I kind of see this shit.
Yeah,
it's like it doesn't really matter if it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like it's awesome to sit down with these people and have these 2-hour conversations.
Yeah,
you have the charisma for it. Like you can really do this stuff. Like,
I'm trying.
No,
Yeah.
You absolutely
you can.
and that's what I'm saying.
absolutely.
Like
It's coming from
definitely-
us. Like you can definitely
Thank you.
do it.
Yeah,
I appreciate
and
that. It
I
means
fully-
a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
fully
like you can do
believe
this.
it. I think, like-
that's why I watch it. I'm really like, dude, you can
Yeah.
do this.
And
Like,
I'm-
I wouldn't just be a supporter for no reason. Like,
Yeah, and I'm definitely the same way. It's like same as us. Like you just need a platform to get there and like the time and all that stuff. But I again to that point, it's like even if all this happens and like we both of us don't blow up, it's like it's not like we wasted our time.
Right,
I hate that idea. It's like, oh, we did all this for nothing.
That's the
It's not
worst,
Like,
like-
no, it's not.
It's
like
not a waste of time.
First of all, we made like amazing like skills for like so that in the future, if you want to do anything else like content related, you have the skills to do it. And like second of all, like we made amazing memories, amazing moments. You connected with these people that you like,
The laughs
for
you
any
got
reason
out
would
of it,
never have
everything.
connected with before. Like it's
I
just,
think I've learned more about business by starting a YouTube channel
Yeah.
than I've learned about like any class.
and that, but that's my other point too. It's just like I'm in a full-time job right now. It's like healthcare insurance. Like how does this like? I don't want to do healthcare insurance the rest of my life. Like how am I wasting my time here? I'm like, no, I'm not, because like I've conducted myself in a business setting. So when I have like meetings on like, for example, like with these other companies about our YouTube channel or stuff like that, I'm ready for those because I've like had that.
Right.
Like everything in life is like a part of you and like kind of like helps you like whatever you want to do in life. Like don't ever treat it as like, oh, I wasted my time at this company
Right.
or this thing or that.
Yeah.
You can always take something from it.
It's like literally like soft skills and
Yeah.
hard skills. Like soft skills, like being in front of the camera, like you never thought you'd be comfortable, but now like your confidence is just skyrocketed.
Exactly.
And like holding conversation with people you normally wouldn't have a conversation with, like let's say in a business meeting.
Yeah.
And like a literal hard skill like video editing, like that's like invaluable.
Yeah.
Like invaluable skill. Like it doesn't matter. Like YouTube, you go down tomorrow and you still can go work for people.
Exactly.
I've actually low-key, no one really knows this, but I've done like videos for like editing, like for money for like other companies and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Like it's
He
just
still
crazy to
has
me. Like
that.
I'm getting
It's
paid.
dope, dude.
I'm getting paid like by other companies.
It's
And
so
that's where
dope.
like statistics lie. Like 2 out of 3 businesses fail. 1 out of 3 businesses succeed. But I heard that statistic in college, and I thought the first 2 businesses probably fail because that's where you're learning the road. That's where you're. That's where you're making your mistakes. That's where you're learning. That's where you're doing everything. So, I mean, if you never start the first one, it's never gonna happen.
That's the thing. You never know.
It's never gonna happen. Nobody's gonna. You know, Bill Gates didn't start Microsoft and it take off right away, and that was like his very first pride and joy.
The first Mac was a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Right. He was in his garage. Steve Jobs didn't start Apple and just become the biggest thing, going. His buddy, he was about to go bankrupt, and his buddy Bill Gates gave $150 million to
Let's go.
Apple to make it what it is
Throwing
today.
around numbers.
I am.
I'll throw another like equation.
60% of the time.
60% of the time is right, 100% of the time. I think one of the best like equations, I'll probably butcher this one as well, but like the thing that like really keeps me going is like the idea of like failure times like iteration, which I get is a big word, but like basically your process of doing something equals like the speed of success. So long story short, that means like you're gonna go like things that are quote unquote failures to happen, but your speed in which like you just go move on to the next thing or like move on to like the next trial is going to be how fast you actually succeed. So like some people look at it like a failure and be like, oh, like I suck, this.
Not going to do that again.
Dwell on it for like a week or two, maybe a month, maybe never start it again. But the successful people are not the people that never fail. It's the people that fail one time, like, okay, go. Like very like in the next like second, the next minute, the next day, they're on to the next thing and like learning from the next process. So
I like that. What was that? Failure?
Failure, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get the equation right. It's like failure
It's
times
like his
like
Matt Brearley
iteration
moment.
equals speed of success.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I got to figure out. I got to go back to.
No, go ahead. Say the quote like slowly, because like
failure times like iteration equals speed of success. I think that's what it is.
It's the same thing. It's preparation and opportunity equals success or some shit like that.
Yeah,
I'll never forget what Matt said. That was one of the cool.
Success
I don't
is
even remember
the
that. but,
success
like,
is the
I
remnant.
don't.
you remember? It was don't compare yourself.
Preparation.
Like he said.
Who said this?
No, it was Matt Brearley. It was one of the coolest things I've ever heard on a podcast. It was like don't give others
Oh,
credit.
on mine?
Yeah.
God, I'm a
Yes.
dick.
Do you remember? No. You probably, because he said a lot of
Flipped
good
it up,
things,
I
but
thought,
he
right?
goes, don't give other people credit.
Oh,
And you were
yeah.
literally like, what? I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
I was shocked when I
mean?
first heard it. I was like, there's no way he just said that.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way he explained it, I was like, that's actually really, that makes sense. Why isn't that MLB?
100%, yeah.
It was like one of the craziest things. Like the shock value of the way he delivered it was crazy. He's like, don't give other people credit. And I was like,
Yeah, I asked about like just
He
like
goes-
general advice.
he asked like
He's
a general question. He's like,
don't give people
Don't
like,
give anybody
don't
credit.
give people
No, I
credit.
swear to
I was
God,
like,
Hey, Matt, what are you talking about?
no. He literally goes,
Nah, I thought you were a nice
he
guy.
goes,
Like we had just talked about Bryce Harper. He was like, don't give anyone credit. I was like, hold on.
no, he literally goes, what's your biggest piece of advice or something like that? And he goes, don't give anyone credit. I was like, that's one of the coolest things I've ever heard. Because like the way he explained
What
it, like
was his-
made sense.
I mean, I'll
Yeah,
watch
my
the
God, they'll
podcast.
listen
Yeah,
to the
we'll-
podcast,
Yeah,
yeah.
listen
You have to listen to the podcast, but like
yeah,
watch the
That's
podcast.
good, yeah.
But yeah,
I'll try
He was talking about just like going up to like bat and stuff.
Correct.
He
He's like,
was like, you
you already
can't.
lost.
Yeah, if you think this pitcher
I
is
got
like
it.
the best pitcher in the league, you're already 2 strikes down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where if you
I
go
get
up to
it,
bat
yeah.
like this
I don't
dude's
know,
not
I-
shit, like
Yeah.
That's dope. I like that mindset.
Yeah.
Matt
I'm just
Matt
saying,
Billings
shout out
is
Matt
an
Billings.
absolute
Shout out
dog.
Matt.
Shout out Matt. Yeah.
that was
Sorry about
really
that.
cool.
love
That was
that,
really
bro.
cool.
I
to
thought that
have
was
him
one of
on.
the coolest parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to just like off track that.
That was like going back to like the whole time thing. Like it was, I can't like express my gratitude enough for having him going out of his way to come out here.
That was cool.
Because it was Monday, and then in 7 days, literally the next Monday, he was leaving down to go to spring training.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "What you got going on?" He's like, "I got to go see my family. I got a dinner tomorrow. I got to pack on Wednesday." I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck!" And you came here.
He's the worst person to ask. Like, what do you have going on?
Yeah.
He's like,
Never mind. Don't tell me.
Yeah, I was like, "God damn, I'm gonna play Apex after
it was
this."
so funny.
I couldn't believe it.
I got a big skip too.
I might edit this tomorrow.
That was
but
so
no,
funny.
I was
I
like-
remember that. You asked what his schedule was. It's like, I mean, it's like 7 days a week, but
So
like we take
relatable.
one off day where we like lift. I was like,
Excuse me, dude.
But that's the stuff that makes it all like worth it, right? The
Yeah,
fact
for
that you took the
sure.
time to come out here.
For
Like,
sure.
that's
He's a man.
awesome. And I think we're still realizing that too. Like people will like go out of their way to like do
Yeah.
stuff with us, and that's like I'm so grateful for that. That's so amazing to us, and like, but it's cool to think about. Like we can really help them too. Like I'm sure like he had a great time on the podcast. Like,
I think
he
he
got
did.
to tell his story a little bit, and like in a
Well,
certain
and
way.
that should put it a little bit in the perspective for you is you've got 25 subscribers and you've already had an MLB player on your podcast.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's
Something like
insane.
that.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going. Like,
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You have the talent.
Yeah.
You can
We
do
maybe
that.
had Pat, like I guess you could say an NBA player for like a clip, and that was it. He didn't say anything. But we didn't.
Yeah.
We haven't had
Three-time
a
champ.
professional athlete on our channel.
But you'd be surprised, like the people that want to help out, like I don't know, like because like we're smaller creators, right? And like I like
Yeah.
reached out to Devontae, like literally, like that was the first person I reached out to, just like in YouTube in general, which is crazy, full circle. Like we're best friends with them now, which is wild. But like I reached out to him, was like, "What kind of mic do you use?" And like he didn't respond. And I was like, "All right, fuck." But like literally, like, this is like persistence. Like I literally like kept DMing him. I was like,
I'm out.
and so eventually, like, we got into his tournament, and, like, that's how we met him. But, like, I literally paid to be in his tournament, and then, like, we, like, flew out to Florida, like, met him. And he's like, wait, I've, like, seen your videos. Like, well,
Yeah.
like, you guys
No
are cool.
way.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, basically, what happened was, this is another crazy story, is his girlfriend actually saw our videos, because, like, we, like, always reached out to him, like, with no avail. Like, we tried so many times. And, like, his
I mean,
girlfriend
what's he
was, like,
got? 500,000 followers or
yeah,
some shit like that.
more than that. It's like it's almost in the 700s.
Yeah,
but like, literally, Cassidy, shout out Cassidy. She literally like looked at him and she's like, "You guys have to like put him in this tournament because like,
guys.
yeah,
No
exactly,
way.
yeah."
That's
So it was
dope.
his girlfriend that like basically, it's like crazy.
We still
like,
gotta thank her like in person because
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
cool.
For,
Yeah.
you got to attend the baby shower.
yeah,
For
we
sure.
literally
Sort of
went.
like a
Gotta
fruit
attend
basket
We didn't
or
even know.
something.
Yeah, we went to the tournament and like met him. And,
That's
like,
so sick.
eventually now like he comes to St. Louis all the time. Like he came to St. Louis for Beau's birthday. That was like,
But that's the thing, like how you guys are like just like pure positivity, or whatever, which I love.
Yeah.
But like how like reaching out, like what mic do you use? It's like now people
Little
that you
things.
know directly can reach out to you. It's like, okay, if I want to
Yeah.
do this, like
yeah.
I got $500, what can I do? And you can
Exactly.
point them exactly in the direction to go.
And
And
I
even
try-
if that's all it takes to help them, that means the world to them.
Exactly.
I
You have
think-
no idea how much it means.
Yeah, that's the cool part about like the place we're in right now. Because like I understand for Devontae when he has like 700K followers or whatever, he's getting probably like 1,000 DMs a day.
Right.
Where he can't respond to that, but we actually like we still get a lot of DMs like on the guys, and like there's some
Yeah.
that we can't answer because like we have our stuff going on. But like we're at that stage now where we can kind of interact a lot more with like the audience and like with other people we have going on. Like I can respond to DMs, we all can respond to like our personal DMs. So I think that's cool. Like you got to embrace that stage we're in right now too. Like we're like, yeah, we got some following, we got a solid following. Well, we haven't blown up yet, but we got to embrace like where we are right now. I think this stage is also really cool because we can.
It's like very intimate. Like,
yeah, there's a level of like intimacy to it that like you can really embrace, and it's the same like everyone else's level is like unique. And when we were at like 200 followers, it was different, but we still like love that process. When we're at 500, 1,000, all that. It's all like a process. You just gotta love each moment you're in.
That's the I saw. I don't have TikTok. I need it for this.
It's okay.
Yeah,
But everything I see on Instagram is probably a TikTok. And there was one thing that I saw that was like, don't get down on yourself because you only got 200 people following or almost 7,000 following. Like imagine that in real life. Like 7,000 people. That's like a half of Enterprise.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of fucking people. And like 200 views. Imagine 200 people in a room. That's a cracking party.
Yeah.
And like you gotta look at it that way.
Party.
Yeah.
Party's cracking.
Yeah.
If we could get a pregame this weekend with 200 people, I mean, we're doing something right.
Yeah, you're putting the fucking first floor to the basement. Like it's pop, and like that's like how you got to look at it. It's like it's not nothing. You got 200 eyes on some shit.
Yeah, and it's like you'd never want to get lost in like comparison. It's such like a cliche, and it's easy to say, but you just got it's all about perspective, man. You just put it in like it's awesome to have whatever following you have right now, and just the people that love it. Just do it for the sake of loving it, man.
And I really like what you guys are doing. I love what you guys are doing because like me and Andy talked about it. It's like the age of content and like where like luckily we're born where we are, how we are, when we are, and like where we're at like literally in this age of content. It's like whatever idea you got, you might as well. Yeah, you've got no clue. This in 4 weeks this could be $1 million. You got no idea. You won't know until you try it.
It's going to be.
Yeah,
that's
how you got to look at it. That's how you got to look at it.
You're not kidding.
For sure.
No. We have some stuff in the works, so we're like.
So that's kind of what I wanted to pivot into is like I don't want to ask in game, but like what's next?
Definitely don't. I don't think there's.
I'm excited about this stuff in the future. So
like in game is always tough because like I feel like there's
right.
Really,
you can't have it in game. If you
got
it in game, then you got
cool
it
stuff.
out.
I think the biggest thing for me, like this summer we got a cool stuff coming up. One is like the Lifetime tournament that we got in May. We're going to Las Vegas and.
I'm sorry, say that again. What tournament?
So it's a Lifetime like, Ultimate Hoops, whoever plays like all
like Lifetime Fitness.
Yes.
Damn, I bet Vegas is Lifetime. So sick.
Pros and cons about that, but it's sick. Yeah, so we get to go. We got in that tournament, so we're going to Las Vegas the May 14th, 15th to play in this Lifetime tournament. Probably against someone like the better, like a professional.
Guess who won last year?
Yeah, go ahead, tell him.
Give it to me.
He played for the Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar?
No, he doesn't currently play. He used to play for the Baltimore Ravens.
I don't know if he's even around.
You probably won't get it, but you can.
It's a retired player.
Ball So Hard University. Terrell Suggs.
No shit.
Yeah.
No fucking.
How many rebounds does he average?
He averages 30 rebounds.
So we got
fucking body.
So we're gonna go up against people like Terrell Suggs, probably Mike Bibby.
Oh, I gotta tell
Bibby.
Davis
Mike
that.
Bibby's
Mike Bibby's on Terrell Suggs' team.
And it's fucking.
So this is like one of our biggest things coming up.
And it's our like Lifetime Frontenac
yeah.
team, bro. It's like the people we can get from Lifetime.
The West
Frontenac.
County Brownies.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
So,
and what are we gonna do? We're gonna pull up in the semi-pro phase.
Yeah, we're gonna try to hoop, bro. We'll probably pull up. Jackie Moon will make an appearance for sure. Maybe we'll get some other things in the works, but my idea is to have like Jackie Moon and like the rest of the tropics out like a fucking Hakkasan. Like we go out in the club after we play a game and just celebrate out there.
Yo, catch us in the local club.
So we got that going.
Win or lose.
So we're pumped for that tournament.
When's that? May 14th and
May
15th?
14th and 15th.
Yup.
In Vegas with our
There's
semi-pro
a big one.
phase.
So we got-
Fuck it, dude.
That's gonna be one of the funniest things.
We'll try to get some other like big park takeovers, like collabs with some other big YouTubers. I think like MK, like Chris White, some other guys. We want to get them involved and like get them with like the kind of basketball stuff we do. Some other basketball YouTubers. And I think the other big thing is that we're working on now is the TBT. So like the basketball tournament, basically for like $1 million.
You're seen that?
With it at all. So like a lot of.
And you're the first one to hear about it.
I'm trying to.
You're the first one to
actually-
use that.
Yeah.
This has not been announced on YouTube.
It's not announced or anything. Like, we're trying to get the process
No, this is
going.
actually
I think we're at the point
exclusive
now
stuff.
where you got a solid enough team where I think we can make a solid run at
Where
this.
is this? And
We
when
haven't
is
announced
So
this
this is-
on our channel. We haven't announced this anywhere.
Yeah.
This is
Also, I
Yep.
like to
Joe
say,
sucks.
Your
you guys,
podcast.
you guys
first
got
place to
free
hear it.
use of any of this material. You
Yeah.
use whatever the fuck you want.
For sure. I think we can probably we'll probably take some for sure. But
Take
Wait,
it.
what is this and where?
We're gonna
the
say-
TBT, or like it's called the basketball tournament. It started at, probably when we were in high school. Basically, like anyone that's not playing actively in college or the NBA will enter in this tournament, and you play for $1 million. So it's like 64 teams.
Two now. 2 million.
NCAA tournament. Oh, 2 million now.
It is
2
2
million.
Who
Like,
puts this on?
Sponsors.
I know the
sponsors.
guy.
Capital One
Please
is
say
is
N1.
a head sponsor of it.
Please say N1.
No.
I wish.
Come on.
No,
It's
it's
just
a
like
bunch of
anyone that doesn't play
guys started it, and then they got basically sponsors to back it. So it's like Capital One's TBT basketball tournament.
And
Capital
it's
One's
a
the
very big
basketball
deal.
tournament.
It's like if you're not playing actively, like if you're not
There's some dogs
in
out
college
there.
or in the NBA, like anyone other than that is playing in the basketball.
So you remember like Jared Solinger and that Ohio State team?
Yeah.
They all have a team in it.
Yeah.
Like
It's like
everybody
a bunch of like
that
Syracuse alums, Ohio State alums,
Yep.
Kentucky, like all those like alumni schools are in
shit.
it. Like
We're in the thick of
Devontae
it.
Frigga was in it. But
Where is this?
So it'll be all across
bunch
the
of different
country.
regions,
Really, there's
yeah.
like eight different regions this year. All
be on
across the country.
ESPN.
But that's our goal. Our
Fuck
goal.
me.
Yeah, it's on ESPN.
Yeah, it'll
no,
be-
I'm not kidding.
I'm not
Our
gonna do
goal-
that.
It's like we have the lifetime league. Like that's like obviously a big goal, but like our second goal is like that.
This is the
like,
big one that's kind of like not
This
our
is an
end
exclusive,
game,
a
but, like,
Joat
this is-
show exclusive.
Hell
This
yeah.
is what we're really.
Joe show
We
exclusive.
haven't told anyone about that. That's gonna be a big.
If we
one.
can pull
that
this
super
off,
hot fire.
which I mean, we're gonna go all in. We're gonna go all in to pull it off, but it'll be this will be
That's a
like
big
a
one.
So this is like a
monumental thing.
multi-week, multi-month
multi-month thing. Like we
Well,
gotta get
and-
sponsors. We gotta get like a whole team together. Like I gotta be like an actual general manager. Of
I can't give you any money, but I'll sponsor it.
yeah, for sure.
So and that's the thing.
Your
Like
support. Means
Yeah.
the world.
we were sitting
How
down.
did you get the? When did you put the whole?
He put that
Bro,
on
he's the
what-
first one to use it on here. That's why it sits there. I'm
Look
so
at that.
glad you grabbed it.
Yeah, that's
Um,
breaking stuff here.
He didn't even
Yeah,
flinch.
took a guy with some real ADD to grab that thing and fucking realize what its use was. But no, we sat down the other day and it really like put it into perspective. Like the guys that we're talking to now at one point played pro basketball and stuff like that. And like St. Louis had a pro basketball team like back in the
Hawks, baby.
Yeah, the Hawks, like
Only
back in the 80s.
championship they
Like,
got.
Yeah, but this will be the first. Granted, if we make it and like everything goes smooth, it will be the first kind of
professional basketball team.
closest thing to a professional basketball team that the city of St. Louis will be able to be excited about and watch on TV
That's sick.
in the last 40 years.
Probably
Yeah.
50 years.
So, like, that's why
30,
it-
40 years.
That's
It's like
something that's like we can really make like a difference in the entire city. I think that's like our big thing we're kind of working towards right
I was
now.
about to say, I really fuck with how you guys are really repping the city. I
Yeah.
dig
and that's like
so
that's
hard.
like my goal with everything is have a positive impact on other people's life. Forget the money, forget everything else like that. If
I got cheers going. Nice.
if we
like
can
that
make
a
a
lot.
positive impact in other people's lives, I think we win.
That's all you ask for.
I think
Sure.
we win. Like,
That's a net positive. Fuck the
But-
money.
But
yeah.
yeah, so that's our thing right now. Is like if we can get that TBT shit going, and get like a team. That's our plan to get a team completely surrounded around the city of St. Louis, and maybe like DaGuys STL, so we can have like our name on it, but like something around St. Louis, and just have like probably at least 90% of the guys, and we get one or two guys from somewhere else if we have to. Just around like it's all about the city of St. Louis. It'll be like never been done in the TBT, probably never been done ever. And that'd be incredible, and we'd be at the forefront of it. I mean, none of us would probably like get playing time on the court. There'll be like some really nice guys out there, but I think it'll be like a monumental moment
For
the
sure.
city and
For
for
sure.
us
Yeah.
too. And but yeah, that's our two big things. I would say. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously
We got some other. I mean, we always got stuff going on every week.
We always got something going on.
But nothing was held back. I can tell you that. There was nothing like. There's nothing that we held back that's like a secret that we got coming
No,
up.
yeah,
'Cause that was it
we-
right there. That was it.
Me personally too, I'd like to get into like a little bit outside of just basketball content. And I think everyone does.
I kind of wanted to pivot into that.
Of course,
I'd
because
like to get
basketball's got a
into-
time frame on it.
Yeah, it's like we
Basketball's-
can only play basketball for so long, but that's not the only thing. It's just like I think we're really talented and like really entertaining on other things than just basketball. It's just hard. I get it with like the algorithm, like people follow us because they want to see basketball content.
The
but-
comedy is a huge part.
yeah,
That's
I think
massive.
That's why I love the skits. I think getting skits and basketball is great. Like that's really like our thing where we excel with that kind of stuff. But it's just trying to find the balance between those two. So I mean, I don't know specifically like what other stuff we do outside of basketball, but that's my thought right now. Is like I'd like to do some different type of stuff, reach a different audience, to like get other people involved, that kind of stuff. I
Guess
feel like you're about to say something, Cough. You look
No.
Yeah.
you look lined up, man.
I'm chilling.
We were
bro.
heavily
You might be
against
ringed
the
up
skits
now.
early on.
Yeah,
I
people
don't
were
think we were.
anti-skit. I don't know.
was-
I think we just weren't receiving
That was
the
part of the skit.
traction we thought.
Well,
but I'm always pro-skit.
well-
No, you were anti-skit, Tom.
I absolutely
not
was
much of an actor.
anti-skit, but
We don't
no,
have to
I'm
get
not.
in an argument
I
over it.
am an actor. I really like doing it, but I would get frustrated when the whole video would be a skit.
Yeah.
And like I was given a
That happened
script on what
once.
to say because I like just
Ad-libbing.
wilding and saying
Yeah,
what
Tom
I
could not deal
wanna
with
do
the
it.
script. Like how
I
we try to
just-
give him things to say, and he would never memorize any of it. Just get yell at us for that kind of stuff.
Bro, I can't.
I would
either.
never yell at you. I'd be like,
What is this?
yeah, I would say stuff like that. I'd be like, what are we doing here?
Nah, fuck a script.
Tom, this is your.
Yeah, I
there was This is a fine line between the two.
Again.
But that's absolutely the thing. Like you live and you learn, and now the skits are hilarious and some of the best part that
But it's
people
like
like.
2
Like the
minutes.
Devontae Friga skit that we did with Semi-Pro. I mean, that was hilarious.
I love that.
Like that was
That's
hilarious.
cool.
That clicked on all angles. Like
That was
first
wonderful.
part of the video, fucking hilarious.
I think that's so funny you guys do that shit because like I've got a shitload of jerseys, but like I've got like I've got like 4 basketball jerseys, and all of them are from like AliExpress, and one of them's a Jackie Moon jersey.
Let's go.
And the
Dude, we gotta
first-
get you on the tropics.
Yeah, hell yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
usually play one of these games.
I don't like that one. I'll give it back. No. I don't like that.
There we go.
We did
Yeah,
that
we
in a
can work
game.
together.
Literally,
No
like, the
tandem.
other team got so mad.
I bet, dude. I bet they're gonna throw
They
hands.
quit.
They
They
quit.
quit the game.
No way.
yeah, they quit at
Yeah,
halftime.
we had a team quit.
I felt bad.
I think that was like a big full circle moment for us too. Is when we had like Devontae Friga, like a giant YouTuber, dress up in our semi-pro
That's something,
outfits,
yeah.
and like do a skit with
Like,
us, like
this-
was hype about it, all that stuff. Like that was like, this is fucking awesome.
This is
Yeah.
a guy
Yeah,
literally-
when he looked at us and he was like, nobody else on YouTube is doing this kind of thing. It was like, damn.
Yeah.
We're onto something here.
Like we
Damn.
knew, but like we're like, okay, now he's like, this guy's telling us. Like it reaffirms it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's
That-
crazy.
Those
Like,
kind of moments, man.
that's the guy. Like I literally originally started a YouTube channel because of like.
That's
Yeah.
kind. I wanted to ask about that too,
Yeah.
because obviously I don't know him, but I know who he is.
Yeah.
And like
mean, you
when I saw you guys did that, I was like, "That's a big fucking name." Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be some inspiration here because he
For
doesn't.
sure.
He doesn't have what'd you say, 700,000? Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have that from a year ago. Like
No.
he's been doing this for.
It's
a
because he
minute.
does similar things. So like his main motto is like stay motivated, stay positive. So like he basically like had similar mantras to us, and like I watched him record D3
Nick
content.
Ultra?
Can you give me a Modelo?
What's up?
Can you give me a Modelo?
Yeah, you need something?
Is he a bartender?
So I mean, he was grabbing.
yeah,
it.
I'm
He
playing
was-
it. I mean, I'm about to catch this bottle of wine, so
My bad.
No, sorry to
Thank you.
interrupt, Blake.
no, you're good. You're good.
Go ahead, Rainey.
For all those of you watching,
No,
Rainey is
That's
Blake's
his
alter
alter
ego.
that is indeed my alter.
When he goes
And when
Rainey, that's when you know you guys are in for
No,
it.
And then if
full
he
Rain,
if he
you
ever
have to
goes
worry about
full Rain, you know you're in trouble.
Hide your kids, hide
Just
your wife.
yeah.
But
Hide your kids, hide your wife. It's full Rain.
Go ahead, Cough. Tell your story.
so
Let's hear it.
after
See what you
that-
got now.
So I mean, I like first off like started watching his stuff because like he like played D3 basketball, so like everyone knows D3 basketball. Like everyone basically like kind of like talks down on it, but like at the time like people like thought it wasn't.
Stigma towards it.
Yeah, there's a stigma towards it. Like
I'm sorry. What was Emory?
Ember's Division
D3.
3. So
Okay.
that's why, like, yeah, I definitely resonated.
yeah,
with
it's
it.
like I
sure.
started watching him because he documented it, and like he
Oh, that's
basically
sick. I didn't
he
know
basically
that.
said like no, he was very good at documenting it too. Like he did like a full like all access like behind the scenes like basically what we did for our last video.
How
Like-
long has he been out?
He's been
How, like, you probably know better than I do.
2 or 3
Is he
years.
relatively our age?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
young.
younger.
A year younger than us, which is crazy.
Fuck me
Yeah.
sideways.
So basically, he like
God damn
documented
it, dude.
D3 basketball and said, "Hey, like we're just as good as athletes as you guys are. Like we're not like anything. Like we're not scrubs. Blah blah." blah. It's like people are related to that, and that's why he got a big following. I assume so. I mean, he can attest to that. But like,
Yeah, I don't know.
basically,
what you
that's
did,
why
but-
I started following him. I was like, wait,
I
my-
bet that's why he got a big following.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, my brother plays D3 basketball, and like he says the same exact shit. Like, blah blah. Like I could basically do the same stuff, but with Beau. Like I don't understand like why we couldn't make a YouTube channel. It's like I started like inquiring about like what mic do you use, blah blah blah, so like that. Like I started relating to him. It's like now that like full circle, like we're just hanging out with him like in a social setting. Like he's like Texas to hang out. It was like crazy to me because
Yeah.
like he was basically a bigger inspiration for me, and I was like, he's basically the same person as my brother.
Well, it goes back to everybody's got a similar story when they start. He just met his biggest idol, and that was Gary Vaynerchuk. And Gary V's huge in like the
Devontae met.
he's huge in the motivational scene. Like
Devontae met Gary V.
Devontae met Gary V. Yeah, at the All-Star game in Cleveland. He's from Ohio. Backstory.
Shout out.
Yeah.
From Ohio, baby.
Yeah, he's from Ohio.
I see the Browns jersey. I was
just
going to ask you about that. But yeah, he just met his biggest idol, and he talked about how he was in college and started his YouTube channel and then deleted it because some of his buddies in the same school as him were making fun of him. And it's like, that's kind of what makes it all like come full circles. Like, there's going to be so many people are going to, talk shit and say stuff. And I guarantee you he's the biggest thing out of his college since he,
100%.
Where'd he go?
He went to
Mount
Mount
Union.
Union. Yeah. It's in Ohio.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a
None
D3
of
school
us
in
would
Ohio.
ever know who it was if he didn't go there. But, I mean, you might if you saw them play a game or something. But
It's cool.
no, that made it all come full
That's
circle. Like, he
so
met him at
dope.
All-Star
Yeah, that's
Weekend
so
and, like, had tears in his eyes because he was like,
did
I'm
cry.
getting ready to... I'm getting ready to stop doing everything that I love doing. And then I like watched one of Gary V's videos and decided to keep going just based on that alone. So it was like kind of
That's
cool full
wild.
circle
That's
moment. Yeah.
so dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Devontae's dope.
That's a big reason why like all like the documentaries and shit about like Pursuit of Happiness and stuff, like those rags of riches, is because like people relate to that shit.
Yeah.
And like exactly like D3 type stuff, and like there's like the same thing with like lacrosse or football. Like it's not that they're worse athletes, it's just that like maybe when they were 17 or 18, that's when they grew through inches.
Yeah.
And then that was the only opportunity they had.
No, for sure. I mean, Devontae does. We can't say enough about Devontae, how good of a job he does at like kind of displaying D3 basketball, putting that on a show. But
That's so dope. I did not know that.
yeah,
He's super cool.
That's
he's
awesome.
such a genuine person, good person. But yeah, to D3 too, it's like we're gonna have a video dropping about like we actually went to Emory, like dropped an all access.
Saw
Great
that.
segue,
Yeah,
by
it
the
looks
way.
sweet.
But yeah, so we got that dropping. But it's like that's kind of like part of my thing too, is to kind of just show like how competitive Division III is, because I was in the same situation. It's like I had no idea where to go after high school into college, like spent an extra year at IMG, and I was like, I was in the same mindset everybody else, where it's like, I'm good enough to go D1, so I should go D1.
Right.
Like, just disregarded all these other schools that like were amazing, like Emory University, just like a great campus, amazing academics. I could have a social life, and I could play basketball. It was
Bro,
like,
Lindenwood, they're
Yeah.
D2. Now they're D1. And, like, that just goes to show, like, they're
Yeah.
dogs in D2. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that they're bad players.
Great
Yeah.
school too.
Yeah.
Another one, Maryville.
Yeah.
Local
yeah.
school. Maryville is always on that school of most underranked academic program in the country.
And they're sick at baseball and soccer.
Yeah.
They're sick.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's all. I mean, it's all that stuff. Really, it's just like, why would you disregard like all these schools just because like you have this idea in your head in high school? And I get it, like especially us all going to CBC. Everyone like is full. You're full of athletes and people that are like, oh, I'm good enough to go to this school, so you want to like kind of one up them, and like you just gotta realize like no one else like in your class is probably gonna be in the same college as you. It's like who are you trying to prove to like something to other than yourself? Like just like go to the best fit for you, man, and just love that. Like things are gonna work out.
That's like going back, like, do what you love thing. Like
Yeah.
the kids that I know that went to small schools and played, like, I'm speaking for myself, that played lacrosse, like I can only speak for Mizzou, but they had arguably at least as a hell of a time that I had at Mizzou, if not better. And like if they went and played D2 or D3 or even club at Mizzou and they won tournaments and stuff, like you know what it's like to win at our respective schools. Like imagining that on the next level, you can only imagine what that shit's like.
Yeah.
With a whole nother group of dudes and that much farther into your life. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade that like experience I had playing for Emory and like D3 basketball. We made the NCAA tournament every year. I wouldn't trade that for the world, man. It was like so many amazing moments, like so many amazing memories, and like things that have shaped me into who I am today. That was just like, I'm so grateful I decided to make that decision.
Hell yeah.
Play
Good for
Division III
you.
basketball, right?
Hell yeah. How do we get onto this?
I don't know. I think we started talking about
Question.
You
Devontae.
need a podcast. Where are we?
I don't know. Oh, fuck.
This has been great, man.
Thank you guys for coming out.
I appreciate you having us on.
Yeah.
It's our first like in-person podcast. I've maybe done a couple like on Zoom, and Blake's never done one. Tom's never done a podcast.
I'm extremely scared of like public speaking, so like.
If like you're crushing it, Rainey.
Yeah, you crushed it. Yeah.
Bottle of wine, G. We get you talking.
He answered the first question before I could give him a word. I was like, oh, he's going off.
Yeah.
He's locked in.
Tequila shot got him talking.
Yeah, he did, bro. So shout out to you, Jack.
Thank you, Jack. I mean, I gave you props during it, but like,
yeah, this is gonna be big one day.
I agree.
This is gonna be big.
I love this kind of stuff.
What I was saying, they're like, you guys all need to sign this table and date it.
I got you.
I think, obviously, like, hope that, like, 1,000 episodes later, that this is just littered with signatures, and this would be really sick wall art.
You just
I
gotta
love that. That's the kind of
be.
like visualization that everyone needs in their lives.
You gotta keep going through the downs.
No, there's not even that.
Through the downs.
Oh, baby, I'm in those downs.
There's gonna be downs.
There's gonna seriously.
No,
there's gonna be
it's
downs.
crazy,
You gotta push through it. There's gonna be people telling you.
It's not even that.
Like
Out of nowhere, there'll be like a text like, "Oh, like they watched a video that like had like low views and be like that really changed me," and like all of a sudden like you're just like it's all worth it. Like literally,
I think that's
It's crazy the part like the small videos like the people like they only got like 200 views or like this many views. Like there's someone out there that like watched it and like it impacted them. So like don't ever think like, oh, this video is worthless, because like there's someone that'll reach out to you. I swear, like it happens on DMs all the time. We're like, oh, this video
in the DMs,
this
baby.
goes down.
I mean, yeah, it does.
But I
Especially if they're
agree,
wide,
man.
but-
I think like the studies are like the brain is wired to be negative. So like if you're gonna be looking for like negative moments and like even like those low count videos, like it just all it does is make you ignore like all the great positive things like going on, the people that actually like and enjoy the content. And like when I'm in a bad mood, I just like push that. My problem is not like things are going wrong. It's like I'm just pushing out all the positive stuff people are saying to me. Like people are trying to like say they love the content, that stuff they're doing. I'm just like ignoring it because I'm like, oh, this one video didn't get as many views as I wanted, and that kind of stuff. You just gotta take a second when you're feeling down and be like, okay, look at all like the actual good stuff that's going on. Tom's got a whole canned. I'm feeling good, man. It's gonna be a good. Listen, Friday night. Oof.
We got one going.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, apparently
We thought it was gonna be chill tonight. No, we might be going all out.
That's how I've been.
we're going to dinner. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come to dinner.
Where are we going?
That's
Top food places.
Do you have any more questions? I feel bad. We're just like
Yeah, sorry, we
rambling.
can't.
No, this is great. I've got one more that's off
Let's
the
go.
beaten path. Well, not
Yeah.
off for you guys. It's not, but
Perfect.
what I was gonna say is like a while ago, like probably a few years ago, I turned off all of my notifications for social. Like my phone, the only notifications I
do
get are like ESPN,
Yeah.
my texts, and my emails.
Yep.
Because like I couldn't deal with the Instagram bullshit and like Snapchat bullshit, and like that's the same way like with the one that I posted today. That like I'll post the picture, then I'll just switch back accounts, and I'm out of the app, and I don't see anything. And then, like 4 hours later, I hop on like. And it says like 4 people liked it. I'm like, oh, sick. But like in that like 4 hour span, I'm not thinking about like if people are even looking at it, because like you can't.
Right.
Because if you get too tied up in that, then you're just gonna go fucking crazy.
Yes.
And I'm dealing with 200 people.
Yeah.
Not even.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough for sure. But I'd say watch basically who you're following. Like you can easily monitor it, like you mute and like stories and like stuff like that, posts like stuff like that. But basically like follow people that like inspire you. So like basically I follow a lot of like creators. So, like I respond to like stories all the time. Like people that like encourage me, and like basically people like shout out to people that are all like on the SLU baseline. It's like Jordan, he runs the SLU account, and then like Sutton's there, Just Lobs, people like that. It's like they basically inspire you, and like if you keep following people like that, like you just consistently whenever you pull up the app, like you're just inspired every single day. It's like you just keep watching stuff, and you're like, oh, I could be better at this spot. Like I don't know, but I'd say follow people like that.
And to respond to that about like the views and stuff, you really can't, because, I mean, I think I'm speaking for you a little bit. I mean, I don't know how many TikToks you posted before the one went viral. Like you can't just sit there and mull over what people aren't looking at. Like you never know which ones are gonna go viral. Literally, we'll have a game, and then like. For me at least, a game we'll play a game, and then like a half week later, I'll look at my phone and see a text from Beau say the TikTok's running it up. I gotta be like, what TikTok is this? And he's made something out of this game that's hilarious. That has now gone viral. It's like you can't just sit there and during that time, you're not probably just staring at it being what's happening with this.
So
you
I'll
can
admit
speak more to
that is one of my flaws, though. Like, I am really bad about, like, checking my phone too often, even when I should be doing other work. Like, I want to try to, like, stay present in the moment, like, do whatever I got going on doing. But, yeah, when I drop, like, a TikTok or an Instagram, I am a victim of, like, checking it too much and, like, trying it. I think the thing that comforts me is, like, knowing that, like, no matter if you have, like, 1 follower or, like, 1 million, like, there's a bunch of other people that are also doing the same thing. So like, even guys that are like, I'm sure like these big creators, I don't want to say I can name because I can't really think of one, but like these big creators with like 100,000, 100K followers, 200K followers are probably thinking the same thing. They're just like, oh, like this time I only got like 2,000 likes instead of 3,000 likes. I normally get 3,000. Like everyone's having the same conversation in their head. So like that kind of puts it in perspective for me, where it's like if I'm checking, like I shouldn't, it's easy to say like, don't check your phone. Sometimes people do that. Like I do it too, but like you just got to put it in perspective and be like, okay, everyone's going through the same issue. Like maybe this video didn't do as well as you think, but like everyone's having that same thought. You just can't like you can't be stuck on that like count and all that kind of stuff. Like things happen, some things blow up, some things don't. And for me, it's like sometimes different platforms do really well. Like I've dropped TikToks I thought like did really well, didn't put them on Instagram Reels and they blew up. So like it's that kind of stuff where it's like it could just be like the platform, the timing. There's so many different variables in like what you post, where it's not like always like a direct correlation to be like, okay, you posted a bad video or like you're bad at making like this is a bad post.
Literally never know.
Like you just don't. There's so many little factors that go in. The best advice is just keep posting. Like eventually it'll like one will stick and then once like the best thing is like when one blows up and like all the other ones start like getting more and more likes because they see it. Like people start like it starts to come to light.
So my question for you is like, what's your biggest goal for this year and how can we help you? Because I feel like we can.
Ooh, I love that. I fucking love that.
Thanks.
And like I really want to help you. So
I appreciate that. I mean, that means the world.
Yeah.
I've got a piece of paper in my wallet and I had 5 goals for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
3 of them were like personal shit.
Yeah.
But 2 of them were in relation to this, and one of them was 52 episodes. Because that's just like to hold myself accountable, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And if I hit 52, that's fucking awesome. That means I was doing it all the time. And the other one, like actual, like quote tangible, was getting 5,000 listeners.
Nice.
And like when it comes to analytics and all that stuff, like you guys probably know. I don't know because there's like like watchers, watch hours, watch count, all this shit. And like with podcasts, there's listeners, there's engaged listeners, there's like people that started it, and there's like a 4th one. Okay. And like I don't know what any of them means. And like my goal for quote listeners, whatever listeners means, was to get 5,000.
Okay.
And the other day I hit 2,000 the other day.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah. So my goal is 5,000 for that.
We can do that.
Shout out.
We're not even like
Shout out Veerling. He was like
big one.
A 4th of that.
I think we can definitely help.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I mean, the question means a lot. But like personally, like it's not because it's like I can't go into this expecting in the first year to like just be doing this all the time. And so like if I just set these minuscule like
I'm telling you,
quote tangible
pop champagne, do something for like little stuff like that. Like I'm telling you.
Actually, you guys are a big.
It meant the world.
You're a big not landmark milestone. This is the 10th episode.
Really?
Hey, let's go. Cheers again.
10th one.
Cheers.
Coincidentally, yeah.
Find like little things to celebrate like that. And it changes like the whole like dynamic.
That
of
is,
everything.
I totally agree with you, Koff. It's like you got to celebrate as much as you like harp on the negative
Celebrate
things.
the
Like,
little
bro,
things.
You got to.
Positives, man.
You got to.
It's awesome to like be like, oh, that's cool. I dropped like a good video, did more views than I wanted. Like all that kind of stuff is
Celebrate it.
you deserve to
Celebrate
celebrate because that kind of like positive mindset just attracts more positive things.
Correct. So yeah, we're gonna do as much as we can to help out.
I appreciate it. It means the world. It really means the world. And thank you guys for coming on.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Dude, thanks for having us, man. This has been
Time flies when you're
awesome
doing this
for
stuff.
me.
Yeah, dude. What are we at? What's that say? Hour 53.
Yeah, hour 53.
That's crazy.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was like 10 minutes ago we started.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't
got
get
Tom to sit here.
You
for
can't
2
get Tom.
hours,
I was about to say you can't get Tom to sit the same.
He's got the whole can on, but like the
Dude, when you go back and rewatch this video, you'll see how much just bullshit I've done. Fucking look, this cap's like.
Yeah, I saw that early on.
Thank you for having us.
They've
on,
been
man.
drawn.
This
no.
has been absolutely awesome.
Hopefully
man.
we can
Thank
come
you so
back
much.
eventually. and
Yeah,
say, like,
that's a
hey,
thing that I want.
we've
Recurring
grown this
guests.
much
Yeah,
and, like,
recurring
you've grown
guests,
this
yeah.
much.
Recurring for sure.
I'm absolutely down to come back whenever.
And
Yeah.
going back to the LA thing, like how you're talking about like running into people.
Yeah.
Shout out JP. JP Murray. I think I don't know his actual position, but I think he like manages and owns a label, and he's like a producer, like a bunch of people, like musical artist wise.
Nice.
And he moved out to LA. I can't speak for him. Like, let's call it 2 years ago or something like that. And I've heard that him moving out there is just like exponentially grown the business.
Crazy.
And me and a buddy talked about it when he went on spring break to LA, and he was like, he made the analogy like people move to LA because like even if you're like a D-list celebrity, then you're just like a person at that point.
Yeah.
And like if you're like fucking, let's say, I don't know, pick a D-list, so like the lead singer of Green Day. If he was in St. Louis, like people would be swarming to go and see him.
Yeah.
But if he's in LA, it's just like, oh, that's so and so. Like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Kind of. It popped in my mind while you were talking about that. Are you guys gonna try and stay St. Louis based?
That's a good point.
Or like, would that be in the cards? Not specifically LA.
Yeah.
But would that be in the cards?
I think so. So I think eventually what we're going to have to do is like basically put on St. Louis talents. Like there's so many like talented St. Louis people, and like eventually like no matter where we are, like we're obviously going to like stay to our roots and basically incorporate as many St. Louis people as we can while we're basically like traveling nationwide, because we already travel a lot, but like every single time we're like referencing St. Louis and like this is why we're the way we are, blah blah, stuff like that. Like I feel like eventually we're gonna figure out as many like Midwest St. Louis things as we can. Like
if you go through my notes app and read the guests that I want to have on here, all of them are people from St. Louis.
Exactly. I love that. I like that.
Like John Hamm, Jason Tatum.
You have to stick to your roots.
Yeah, like people that I would have a reason to have on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna fly someone out from Denver just to have them on.
Yeah.
Like if you're in town and I can get it 2 hours with you, let's fucking run it.
Yeah. I think my best case is like the same thing. I think eventually, like if we want to grow a lot, we got to get out there. Like we probably got to go to LA more. We got to go to Florida, New York, all that kind of stuff.
It's just where the people are.
Yeah, but in my opinion, like I think St. Louis though is gonna be the home base. I think it's cool for us to like have always like St. Louis to come back to, like always be promoting the city of St. Louis. Like
always have the
cool
arch and the
people.
logo.
Everything Blake said, like he hit it on the nail.
Not gonna change.
But yeah, I think
might tat it on me.
like that's my dream
tuned.
is like just being like free enough and like making enough money to where we can go travel to different places, like do park takeovers, do different types of content, like all over in LA and all over across the country, but like the
have it
world
change
too.
where people come to St. Louis for a park takeover.
Yeah,
Right, so I
then
think
like
that's
get
one of the
people like,
coolest
oh,
things.
they're from St. Louis, let's go to St. Louis and like, let's get them coming here. Like we go out to go like.
It's not like there isn't talent here.
Another future thing for the Mega Bowl. I think we can
That's
I'm not
like
kidding.
you're
I think
talking
we start
in game.
bringing-
I'm talking I think making
Mega
Mega
Bowl's gonna
Bowl
be
like
crazy.
like a thing where like the best basketball talents come to
St. Louis, for the
St.
Mega
Louis,
Bowl.
Missouri to play in the Mega Bowl. I think that'd be like one of the in-game goals I would have.
I'm glad you asked that question
Yeah.
because like
It's
that's
like-
one of the things we talk about all the time.
It's like making the Mega Bowl like one of the biggest deals ever, and like having like a live stream, like sponsors, all that kind of stuff.
The premier park
that's
game in
in-game.
St. Louis.
Because Mega Bowl is always like the
it's
the
gonna
most
be there
fun I have
forever.
day
Like
of the year.
when we're
Yeah, that's what I'm
90,
saying.
we're gonna be playing the Mega Bowl.
That's like an OG for
gonna be a
us. I
smaller
think.
court.
It started in 8th grade, freshman.
I was gonna say, are you guys on 10 yet?
Oh, we're
Yeah,
yeah.
Last Mega Bowl
11.
10 now. This is Mega Bowl 11 coming up.
Oh, fuck me sideways.
Is it? I
Are you
thought it was
coming?
12.
okay.
You're coming.
You
to
got
this Mega
invited.
Bowl?
I'll come to this
I'll
one.
just-
You
Yeah.
got invited, but you had a family.
I just
thing.
I had better shit going on.
Yeah. Priorities.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, man. I mean,
But yeah, I
It's been
appreciate you a ton for this. This is
No, that's
I
dope.
love
I'm glad
this.
you guys have this shit thought out. Like, obviously, it's like, don't think it out too much and, like, do it, but, like, have a plan.
Right.
And it's, you can't do anything without some sort of a plan. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's, I want to start a YouTube channel and get to 1 million subscribers. Have a plan of some sort.
yeah.
And,
But,
like, write it
yeah.
down. But, like, you're not going to get there without fucking doing something.
exactly.
Right.
And it's
I
never
agree.
going to go the way you think it's going to go. So it's not like you have a plan, but it's not like, oh, like this exact thing didn't happen, so therefore the plan's not going to happen. Like everything falls apart. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, you have ideas, you have like ways you want to work towards what you're getting to, but like don't fret over the details after that. Like let the details come to you. Like everything is going to happen the way like it should. And just enjoy that like that. I think that's cool. Like the unexpected is awesome to me. Like things I never expected to happen, like to come up in content is fucking sick to me. Like I love seeing that stuff. They're like, oh, I had no idea this was gonna happen, but this is amazing. Like, this is funny as shit.
It's wild. Before you guys came here, when I pulled this up, like when you guys were pulling up, I typed in DA, and guys autofilled with basketball behind
Let's
it.
Let's
go.
Yeah.
That's
That's
good.
the hardest
That was
part.
goals because like at the start, like you had to type in the full name. If you typed in DA space guys, a different channel would pop
Yeah.
up. You typed
So-
in the guys, a different channel would pop up. Like
It
everything
wasn't
would
even purple. It
Yeah.
wasn't even purple. I was like, let's
It'd be
go.
so frustrating.
Basically,
Yeah,
I
so-
came to them and I was literally like, I don't want it to be Blake Bommarito anymore because like it was
Yeah,
pop up.
that's
we
a
had
little
to change it
backstory.
it was like Blake Bommarito until like 200 subscribers. I was like, I don't want this to be Blake Bommarito anymore. Like I don't really.
Yeah, it's funny how you remember this one. Because I texted you one day and I was like, maybe we'd make it something else.
Okay, and then
I didn't know that.
we have a group chat.
okay.
We have a group chat called the guys. It was
Learn how to
me,
smell
Tom, Beau, and Jaybird. And
So that's where it all came from?
yeah.
Hell
So like
yeah.
It's
we
still
had
called
that
that.
since we had that since high school. So CBC days, like we were literally called the guys. I was like, should it be the guys? He's like, no, like the guys is unique.
It's a
So,
group chat. It's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Group chats.
that's why we're here. The guys.
Here we are.
Shout
Let's
'em out.
make it.
Subscribe.
If we could pivot completely off the path, something that was requested of me to talk about, not with you guys, but in general, was NFTs.
Tom's
Me and
the
Tom
expert
can
in
talk
that
about this
space.
for
I'm in
days.
it.
Oh yeah, me and Tom are in it.
So
Well, I
give
was.
me your respective whys,
Okay.
how, and out. Because you post about it a lot.
Oh yeah.
You do sometimes. You post about it a lot. I see a shitload on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm in it for sure. I mean, there's a lot of rug pulls, so you have to be careful and like basically do your research and figure out the community and figure out if there's basically bots or not. Right? Like Tom, you can basically
Join the
I think Tom's the
Discords.
most-
join the Discord.
Join the
and see if
Discords.
there's robots
Read
or
the
not.
Discords. And then find somebody on Twitter and stay loyal. Twitter, Instagram, whoever. I read Banks stuff, and Banks, like FaZe Banks, he started FaZe Clan.
I thought you meant like the Bank of America.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
it was
no.
actual
FaZe Banks.
No,
Yeah.
FaZe Banks.
Every
Pretty good
Banks,
one,
Bank
guys.
of America.
Yeah.
But
No,
basically,
like-
read the
Okay.
Discord and like
Read
be
financial
be
statements?
Yeah,
involved.
just like be active in the Discord, and then like it's crazy. Like we joined this one. Like we were
Smiles.
talking on Twitter about this one. It's called
That one,
Smiles.
yeah.
Like,
Stuff.
and
I post it all
so
the
I
time.
didn't know how
The
to.
art is sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Like,
art
the
is sick.
art's sweet.
It is crazy. Like when the reveal came out, like basically they released like your number, and like I didn't know how to deal with it, and like I sent a message in Discord, and like 10 different people told me exactly what I need to do. It's like
Really?
yeah, it's like a tight
Like get this
community.
wallet
It's
set
like,
up,
If
join
the
this
community is
thing.
big, then yeah.
Yeah,
set.
and
That's funny you say Discord.
There's-
This car people I follow, RDBLA, they just minted their first collection like about a month ago or something like that, and it's like there's only like 1,000 I think, and it was like a $400 buy-in or some shit like that, or like one
not bad.
Ethereum something. And like some of these were like one of one like car people, like one of one like full carbon print Bugatti like Chirons and shit like that. And
Well-
like some of these NFTs are worth like over $800 million.
Correct.
now.
Yeah. I mean,
so
if the community's like tight knit enough and like
here's what I'm gonna say about it, and take this with a grain of salt.
We're not financial advisors.
We're not financial
Yeah,
advisors.
good. Especially
There's a
Tom.
lot of money to be lost in NFTs.
Okay.
And I say that because you only hear about the blue chips.
Yeah.
You don't hear about the ones that fail. No one's going to tell you that they invested in this NFT and it failed. And it fell off the face of the earth. I've gotten scammed before out of $1,200. Worst feeling I've had in a long time. Like
Okay, so how did that happen? How
because,
would you tell
because I
people
got a
to avoid
DM
that?
This is
because
gonna be a
because
tough
I
conversation,
no
but
because I got a
needs to be
DM
had.
like you gotta disable your DMs on Discord. It's like a
It's now an
rookie thing.
intervention.
Yeah, very rookie thing
it's
that,
actually
that
a
I
good
made a
conversation to
mistake.
have because then people can like not
Right,
get scammed.
right.
Yeah, so disable
'Cause,
your
like-
DMs in Discord because
What
no one will
actually happened to
ever
him is actually like tough because
Yeah.
I mean I would have probably done the same thing.
no one will ever DM you on Discord for like an exclusive release or anything like that. And that's what happened to me. I got scammed out of $1,200.
It's all like community drops and stuff.
Yeah. And it's all publicized, and it's always like but 97% of NFTs fail.
It's a wild fact.
So why
Fail.
are you guys wanting to get into them?
Because
Goes
it's
back.
new, and in the whole like we can dive into what Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook's doing with the metaverse, and then like buying real estate and like all that other stuff, and making people making millions and more than that, billions of dollars, like
It's a whole nother thing.
in this thing that literally has no physical, tangible aspect to it.
It's existed for like 10 months.
And the word NFT can be anything. It's just non-fungible tokens. So like if you came to me and you wanted to buy my career as an NFT, you could. Like I could sell you my career as an NFT. I could be like, I'm selling you my career as an NFT for $500,000. Now, based on that, you make 10% off of what I make for the rest of my life. Do you think that's worth it or do you not? Like anything in the world can be an NFT. Your fucking beer could be an NFT.
Right.
What if Jack Orban's podcast now has 100 million followers and I bought that beer as an NFT? I bought a picture of it. Mm-hmm. That's the only official picture of an NFT, and that's tied to a blockchain that there's only one of. Like there's not more than one of it. So it's like it can literally be anything, but the most important thing to note is that 97% of them fail. Only 3% of them are going to be successful, and that you need to find whoever you're going to listen to and stay true to them. Yeah. And then also note that people are getting paid to say things on social media. Like,
yeah, that's the thing that I've
Jake Paul never listened to his opinion about NFTs. Don't ever listen to his opinion on NFTs. He knows nothing about them. Like,
so you have a personal.
Oh no.
Jake Paul, huh?
No, not at all. Like he caught a stray just because he's like one person I can think of, but he takes paid promotion for NFTs, and people will pay a couple $1 million and pay somebody to promote these NFTs because it's worth it for them. It's worth it for them. Yeah, when they say that they know what they're talking about, and it's just it's terrible because these people like they'll put their paycheck into a stupid fucking non-fungible token, and then
that's the thing that scares me is people are like, I got to get into this. It's like, bro, don't like break the bank on this shit.
Exactly.
Because you could not be paying rent next month if this goes south.
Right.
Yeah. Right. It's got to be like anything you're just willing to lose. You got to throw something out there that you're willing. Like if it all goes south,
always make sure it's something you're willing to lose.
Something you're willing to lose for sure.
There you go.
But if you win, you win. Look at the positives.
You got to piss again.
That's my thing. Yeah, I'm not too into NFTs though, because I don't know enough about them. So I'm man enough to admit, like, if I don't know shit about it, I'm not gonna throw my money at it.
I don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
I don't know shit. I know like the whole and like what it stands for and what it means. Like I understand the blockchain, but like getting into it, that's like a whole nother ball game. Because then like some of these people are minting like 8,000 of them at a time, and it's like, okay, then what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, exactly. And I know friends that have done it really well with NFTs though. So I'm not saying like if you know, get into it. If you want to like put in the work and get educated about it, but.
That's the thing.
But I don't, so...
We don't know anything. And it could be something, but we have no idea.
Yeah.
Actually, Blake, you remember Travis Gall?
Yes, I do.
I was with him
He started his own project, yeah.
Yeah, I was with him a few weekends ago. He was telling me about it. And he was like working some bullshit job, and someone approached him. He was like, we want to do this. And he was like, okay.
He did it.
Put my 2 weeks in. And it sounds like he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he did it. He started his own project.
But at the same time, I don't know. Yeah. But like, what's your...
Is that the last question?
No, like what's like
what's my?
Because like you always post about it. You guys own them. You guys
Correct.
own a few.
So I own only one now. So like I own a bunch. I started off in Solana, which is like a lot lower risk than basically what OpenSea was. So it's like Ethereum. So like basically Solana is a little bit less than Ethereum, but now I have All Smiles, which is like a great project, and I actually it's the first project where I really enjoyed the art. It's like I think that's my biggest piece of advice is like buy into something that you actually enjoy, like looking at, and like you enjoy the art, because like I'd say like like your project like fails, like at least you like enjoy.
At least it's cool to look at.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
worst case scenario.
Because like the worst thing you can do is just like invest in a project that you don't actually think is cool, and like you just like think it's gonna like skyrocket, and then it fails.
Well, and that's important, but some people release these 4K projects, and they have the best artists in the world like backing that project, and the art is absolutely unbelievable. But another important piece is reading the roadmap. Like, you would think like, oh, I don't know this, that, and the other thing about reading the roadmap, but I read this Smiles roadmap, and I'm not huge into, fashion and all that sort of thing, but like I read the collaborations that they had planned, and like locked in place. Like
sense.
these are massive clothing brands.
Yeah.
Like they clearly have connections. They clearly know what they're doing. And then I looked at his his more recent projects, and they were selling for $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 already, and he only had like 9 of them released. And I was like, this guy clearly knows what he's doing. He's got a solid team behind him. Like, I'm gonna jump in this one. That's not like I'm only talking about my success. I've had a few failures. Like, you know, straight up, I can name the projects, but nobody would know what I was talking about. But I've been scammed. I've had, you know, failed projects, and then I've had success stories where I've made a couple grand. But it's just like picking and choosing and doing your own research and like really learning about what you're doing instead of blindly investing because you think you're going to make a quick buck.
Word. I like that. We can keep going. I got one more question for all of you, but
I'm hyped about this.
My dick's about to fall off. I got to piss, dude.
Wow. We all took turns. We should have took a second piss
I want to
break.
take a picture. Downstairs talking about things we shouldn't talk about on podcasts like that.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't come up, so I felt like it was...
Yeah, I
that's
appreciate
wrong.
that. I don't know why Jack didn't ask that question.
Yeah, that's weird on your part.
All right, what's your last question, Jack?
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have left us alone.
I had like a thing written down that was like questions I would ask everybody. And me and my girlfriend were talking, and she had an even better one that I should ask everybody. And it's, what are your 5 rules for life?
Ooh.
And like in my notes.
5's a lot.
5 is.
So I've got a
give, like,
note,
one.
and I
Give
only
us an example.
I only have 3 written down.
Okay.
And like personally, mine, 1 is don't take life too seriously. 2, take risks, and then 3, I like to live by honesty, accountability, and respect.
Okay.
So like for you guys,
Yeah.
in general, what would you say your 5 rules, or call it 1, call it 3, whatever.
Yeah.
Rules for life.
I'm gonna give
I
1.
Get started. Yeah, I'll give 1 to get started. I think 1 is like being able to, I don't know the exact sentence I can frame here, but like being able to see yourself in another person's shoes. I think like I pride my life on like understanding someone else. That's not saying like, hey,
Before you judge anyone.
before you think this person's wrong for this and that, you just gotta think about perspective, man. Like think about their life, like what they're going through at this time. Maybe they're feeling angry. Maybe they're going through something.
Put yourself in their shoes.
Just put yourself in their shoes for a second. It's not saying you gotta like live their life.
You're very
and do
good at that.
But like that's what one thing I try to always do is just like understand somebody. And I still get angry at people. Like I still lash out, but like then I gotta understand myself too, and like be like take a second and be like, okay, and like realize I'm angry in this moment. Doesn't mean I'm always just a bad person, an angry person. And like
Right.
same thing with them. It's like doesn't mean they're having like they're a terrible dude or like I should never talk to them again just because they had like a bad moment. They're probably just going through something.
But
And,
2
like,
minutes doesn't define who they
yeah,
are.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like that one moment doesn't define like any person. So you gotta put yourself in their shoes. I think that's 1. I don't know if you guys can. You probably think of some more as I
Tom,
go.
do you want to go?
Yeah, I don't want mine to be taken the wrong way, but mine, and you guys are gonna laugh, but it's literally don't be a bitch.
Okay.
Somebody
where
said
this is
that.
going.
Somebody said that to me one time, like when I was emotional about something or another, and it stuck with me because I can relate to it with everything. Like I'll have these days at work where I show up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I leave at 8 o'clock at night. And in that last 2 hours, like I'll just tell myself, like, stop being a bitch. There's like other people that are going through like way worse shit, like all this other stuff. And then the very next day I obviously won't have been able to get a workout in that day. So, the very next day I'll have to be up and somewhere else at 6 o'clock in the morning at a different hospital doing something different. And it's the difference between, well, am I going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to Lifetime, or am I going to wake up at 6 o'clock and shower and then go to work? And then I'll, before I go to sleep, I'll be like, stop being a bitch. Like,
That's fair.
stop being a little bitch. Like, there's not going to be somebody on the other side of the table to tell you to wake your ass up and go do something. So I'll tell myself, stop being a bitch, and then I'll go do it.
No one's here to feel bad for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And
I
so
agree with that.
that's rang true for me, like through my first job, like doing all this stuff that I didn't want to do, seeing all these things that I didn't want to see. And it's like, it's just rang true for me for so long. And I could just see it ringing true for every situation that I'll be in. Like when I start my first business, like I'll be antsy about it, but then I'll tell myself, like, stop being a bitch and just do it. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
There's another TikTok I've seen recently where it's that Eric, the preacher guy, where he's like, don't be upset with the results for the work you didn't do. And like, that's the same kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, don't be, if you're 30 pounds overweight, like, who's there to feel bad for you? You put yourself in that situation.
It's all a mindset. Like, sometimes I get anxiety, sometimes I get stress, and like, I can always come back to that saying, and it helps me sometimes. And I'm not knocking anybody that, you know, gets depressed or has anxiety or anything, but that works for me. Like,
for sure.
That works for me. If I tell myself, stop being a bitch. Like,
even those basic sense, I mean, that's exactly what it is. Like,
it gets me going.
Stop pussing out. You fucking do it.
Yeah. I think everybody has their own version of that. I think for me, it's like mine is like figure it out because that's what I was told like during like pledship and all that kind of stuff. It's like figure it out. With
absolutely.
Same thing. Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's like if you want to attach a story to it, be like, oh, like why me? Why am I going through this one thing like this and this? On the controversy, be like, okay, everything in the past, I figured it out. Like, I've gotten through this moment. Like, somehow I found a way to get through this. Like, what if I just think about, like, the solution versus, like, all this problem? Like, woe is me. What is going on right now? Like, you can figure that you can do it. It's all about, like, the mindset shift, right? Like, it's just, like, think more about, like, how you can solve the problem, how you're going to get through it, who else you're going to, like, pull in to get you through the situation versus, like, you know, being sorry, feeling sorry for yourself in the moment.
For sure.
Cough.
Yeah,
what you got?
What you got?
Last but not least, I mean, care about the people that care about you. So, like, I referenced it earlier. Like, I mean, all my life I grew up, like, worrying about what other people thought. And, like, I was, like, trying to impress people, like, that I didn't even, like, really care about. Like, I was, like, trying to
tips, baby.
I was, like, shout out Frosted Tips. That was a phase. I mean, the Justin Bieber phase was also one. But, I mean, I was always worried about, like, what other people thought. And, like, I was, like, trying to expand my circle to, like, something, like, way bigger than, like, I could even imagine. Like, now, like, my circle's tight, and I care about each and every person. Like, I care about all of you guys. And, like, I mean, just care about the people that care about you. Like, don't worry about the people that aren't supporting you. Like starting the YouTube channel, I was like, oh, why isn't this person reposting this? Like, why? Like, I thought we were close friends. Like, why aren't they, like, responding to my stuff? Like, don't worry about that. Like, worry about the people that, like, care about you, and then, like, you'll be fine. Because, like, I mean, there's people out there that, like, support you and, like, care about you. So, I mean, just, like, worry about those people, and, like, you'll
That's
be
all
fine.
that really matters.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't worry about, like, how big your circle can be or, like all that stuff. Like, just, like, keep it, like, close-knit community, and you'll be fine.
When you're feasting, don't forget who you starved with.
Exactly. I like that.
Spin quotes.
So, yeah, you took mine and just, like, I like that. But, yeah, I don't know. That's my one piece of advice. I mean, I'm sure I have, like, more stuff, but that's what I care about.
Sure. I think another one for me was it's getting a little deeper, but, like, mine was, like, everyone and everything is connected in some way or some form, right? Like, things you do now, you can see as, like, I've touched on, like, you can see maybe a waste of time. Like, why am I doing this thing in this moment? But, like, everything becomes a part of you in some way, and everyone does. Like, it's like everything at the end of the day is broken down to, like, little bits of energy. And I won't get into all, like, the weird woo-woo stuff, but, like,
it's real.
Everyone, energy is very much a thing, and it's like everything you're doing, and everything that every time you connect with somebody else, like it comes back in the entire universe in some way, in some shape. So it's like, don't ever, like, discredit, like, a moment you have or, like, a conversation you have with somebody, because, like, it could come down, like, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, and all of a sudden, like, you guys get involved with something very important together. You got something going on, like, even this kind of stuff. Like, if we didn't remain friends in high school, we would be on this podcast in the first place. So it's like, you never know, like, what connection you're gonna have with somebody, or, like, what moment you're gonna have is, like, gonna grow into something absolutely, like, huge and massive for, like, your life and the lives of other people. So just never burn a bridge. Don't ever take it, like, a moment for granted.
I believe wholeheartedly in karma.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like, I'm into all that kind of, like, manifesting, like, energy, that kind of stuff. And that's just, like, I could spend, like, an hour on that, like, a whole other podcast. But for sure, like, that's my thing for sure.
Well, it sounds like we're gonna have to run it back.
I want to.
I told you.
I don't know if you'll take us back after this.
I'm committed.
I don't know how the audience is gonna accept this.
What's our scale on,
like,
on drinks drinking? Is that?
I mean, we might have
broken the record.
I finished the whole bottle
of wine.
Definitely. So what's that? 3, 6,
shot
7,
and 4 beers.
8, 9, 10, 11.
I finished the whole bottle of wine.
I think we had to have we have to have the record. So
easy.
From numbers wise.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No one's beat
easy.
Matt Veerling probably could have had us beat.
I mean, he was spitting facts. So,
Yeah, get Matt on there with.
I'm gonna sign this though.
Yeah,
Just take a picture.
all of you sign it for sure.
Let's take a picture though.
Dude, yeah, thank you, man. This is
Thank you
been
guys.
awesome.
You have no idea how much it means for me you guys coming on.
Yeah,
I'm
for
glad
sure.
you
It
made the
means lots
time.
to us,
Glad
too.
we got to make this work.
Yeah, same for us, man. This has been this is cool.
But it's the whole scheduling thing, and like
Yeah.
when people are like, "I can't make it," it's like it's no knock on you.
Yeah, but just figure out. Go next time. What do you got next?
And like,
Nice,
word.
nice.
All right, we'll call it. We're at 2:21.
Bye. Love you
Subscribe to
guys.
the Joe podcast.
Subscribe to
Everyone
Joe
subscribe
Podcast.
right
Subscribe
now.
to the guys. Guys,
Subscribe to the
2.0 too. We're
guys.
hanging out.
Peace.
Yeah, sign your name, and then today's date is 2/25/22.
That was electric.